Ever imagine of starting your own housing program? There is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
Hey.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. And welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston. They call me Mr. ILF. And again, we're super excited that you are here with us. Today is a great day to be alive. If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. And again, my name is Derek. When that beautiful thing that's sitting across from me, that's my wife. She'll tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, happy Monday. Listen, I am so excited to be here with you all. I am Shanya Shea Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. And again, 501c3 nonprofit organization that does the ILF model just like Derek does in that nonprofit, under that nonprofit structure. So I'm excited to be here to share my information, input, and however I can help you get started. I'm here to take you on an amazing ride. So welcome, everybody. Let's get the show started. Derek, happy Monday, sir.
Happy Monday, everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here too, man. You guys have a lot of choices of where you could be on these internet streets, but y'all chose to be here, and we super appreciate that. So we just went live just for a few seconds on TikTok right before we came here. So if you came over from TikTok, I just want to say thank you. No matter where you came from, I want to say thank you. For all the people that set this as a reminder to not forget it, I want to say thank you. And if you've chosen to change your life through real estate and helping people and showing the love of God, and you don't mind if we show it to you again, we want to say thank you. So again, guys, just really slowly, but really quickly at the same time, I'm Derek. My whole goal in life is to show you guys that if you desire to leave your job this year, and most people are deciding that between 6 and 9 months of meeting me and Shay. Yeah. That's a wonderful statistic to live by today. Shay, do you realize there's a lot of people that once they meet us 6 to 9 months, they walking off their job?
Yeah.
So again, if you desire something like that, again, we just want to say welcome, and you found your answer to the thing you've been praying for. I usually always say this, right? I'm usually always right. Most of y'all are in this room because you've also been praying for something just like this.
Exactly.
Now, if I'm wrong about that, you put it in the chat and say, Derek, I ain't pray about this. I just kind of stumbled upon you. But if you've been praying for something like this or something similar to this, but had no clue how to get started, congratulations. Because again, I also wanted to do this many years ago, guys, and just kind of didn't know. And God put it right underneath my nose. To now today, we go all over the world sharing it with you guys. So if you've always wanted to do something like this and you thought it had to be a group home, this is not. If you thought you needed a license, this is not it. If you thought you needed a sprinkler system and permission from your city, this is also not that. So we run something that's called independent living facilities, right? And we're going to even show you what they look like. But even before we get there, guys, an independent living facility is just simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. And what you're seeing already, I'm just jumping straight to it, is what we would call either a private room or a private suite. But the bottom right here with the 2 beds is what's going to fit most people in terms of what we do and the day that we get that phone call.
Absolutely.
So one more time really quickly, but before I get too far, an independent living facility, guys, is just an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff. So for anybody that's new to us, these are not group homes. These are not ALFs, and this does not require a license like they do. Wow. And the only reason why that's true and why it doesn't require a license, because the people that we're serving, Shay, are completely independent. Mm-hmm. And I always jokingly say it, but I'm serious. They can cook their own bologna sandwich. They take their own medications.
Absolutely.
And they provide their own transportation without you trying to be a taxi, without you trying to be a CNA or a nurse, and without you trying to fake and be something that you're not. So again, the only requirement for this, and I'm only 5 minutes in and I'm almost done. The only requirement for this is a heart for God, a love for people. And if you got patience, that's also very helpful.
Super.
Because if you're not a people's person, if you lack patience, if your fuse is this short in terms of your temper, this may not work for you. Because we're dealing with people that are on the fringes of life, or they've came from the fringes of life. So really quickly, an ILF, and watch this, I'll be honest, we don't care what you call it. Shay and I just decided to go that extra step, and we trademarked independent living facility. Mm-hmm. And again, just very simple. An environment, that means a 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2-bath, where adults, not the teenager, not the 17-year-old, not the husband and wife, not the boyfriend and the boo thing. No couples. It's the single individual male or the single individual female. Yeah. And somebody thinking it already. Well, if you want to go co-ed, that's up to you. I coach a lot of people that say, Derek, I'm okay with co-ed. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll admit, we don't do it. I don't. But my late brother Otis, he used to love co-ed because he thought co-ed brought balance to the house. Mm-hmm. Never in the same room, but in the same house. So again, moving along, you can call it co-living, shared living, communal living. You can trademark and put your own name on it. We don't care what you call it. Yeah, the genius part is that we want you to understand that this does not require a license because of the kind of people that we're serving. If I'm serving people shit that I got to bathe and feed, I'm going to need a license to do that. I'll be breaking rules to start that without a license, without oversight. I don't accept Medicaid dollars and Medicaid dollars, none of that. Yep. We accept SSI and SSDI. That means that means a social security income that our clients get every month without fail. I also serve the guy that works at McDonald's, Burger King, Sonny's Barbecue, Walmart, Kroger's, the guy that works at the local gas station, the substitute school teacher, the local prison guard in your city. When we first started, Shay, as you know, I was only housing what we would call the mental health client. Right. But today, because it's just so expensive, no matter where you live at, we're housing what I would call the everyday Joe. Yeah. And I'm going to pause there, Shay, because somebody's going to think that just because I'm an LLC or that whole S Corp, C Corp, that because you're a nonprofit, Shay, you house a different population of people. I don't. And because you're a lady. Shay, can you tell the folks some of the kind of populations you serve and why? Absolutely. So my population type has it shifts. Sometimes currently I'm housing the female that has a mental health diagnosis, that has been through traumatic experiences, unable to reside with family or friends. So they look for alternative housing. I also house those that are working individuals, have jobs, have vehicles, but cannot maintain or afford, the cost of living with the increase and the extensive rise in housing costs. So there's a lot of different populations that you can house, right? I also house women that have been through domestic violence, women that have escaped and overcome human and sex trafficking. Like there are so many different populations that you can actually house in this model. I've housed your average everyday individual with no mental health needs at all. So it's just truly up to what your community has in store for you, who you need to, who you've connected with, and who whose phone calls, what phone calls are being filtered to your organization. That's going to dictate the need. A lot of people come into this with the mindset of, I want to house the individual that is just older and just needs communal living or a shared living environment, afraid to be on their own, an older widow or something like that. And that may not be the call you get for months. So what happens if you're constantly getting phone calls from a mental health organization that has a slew of people, female or male, that are in need of housing, right? You don't just say no to them. That's not my population type. You start now educating yourself or
getting good coaching from us on how to navigate that, right? What does that look like? How do you make the right assessment? Is this the right population? Is your house suitable for this population? Is the area suitable for this population? That's what goes into those, those calls as they start coming in. Assessing where you're locating us, assessing, how to make sure you're bringing the right people in to your housing program and not bringing in the wrong people. So that's all a part of this vast array of housing that we provide through the Forston Consultants ILF model. No one is not denied, but we look to help every person that calls. Even though we may not be able to house them, we do make sure that they have resources that they can now go and obtain housing in some other form or in other places. So I hope that helps. Derek, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Ebony. So Ebby Do Nails, I just wanted to give you a shout out. I was supposed to call you today to see how did you receive your mail? So just let us know in the chat if you received your items that we sent.
That was Ebony, right?
Yes, she is here today. So I just wanted to find out.
Let us know, because I ain't real good with logistics and mail, but and Shay put some goodies inside of it that was more than just what we stated we were going to send.
Yeah,
we want to make sure that you got it, and the postmaster didn't go in there and kind of reach and take it out from you.
Yeah, and also
right.
Let's give a huge shout out to Neonta. It looks like she's traveling. We pray for traveling mercies over you, sis. May God keep you, protect you. We pray and plead the blood of Jesus over that plane from nose to tail, wings, engines, everything.
Is she flying or just going on airplane mode?
Name. Well,
because she's an emergency nurse, so we got to find out if Shay praying for her.
I'm praying. I'm praying.
We praying regardless. But sis, let us know if you're actually flying somewhere or you just going on airplane mode because you're getting ready to go to work.
Yeah, we love you much.
Good to see you as well, Dornico. I see you there too, big bro.
Hey, bro. Yeah, so Ebony, let us know if you got your free goodies. Let us know how you like.
Yep, she says flying back. Yep.
Okay,
perfect.
Good stuff. So praying, traveling mercies. You know how we do. Get home safe. Let your home be the same way you left it, if not in better condition.
Yo. And
just, hope you enjoy wherever you were. And like I said, just get home safe. We love you. So I wanted to look through this.
So also just really quickly, who all is new to us here, right? We've been getting a lot of new people lately just from all kinds of places. Let me know if any of you all joined us last night from TikTok. Shay and I went live on TikTok, y'all, at like 11:30.
There was one.
And we went all the way through like 2 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Let us know if you're anybody that came from that session last night. There was probably over 95 people in that. Let me know right now if you were in that live this morning. We started at like 11:15-ish. And we went all the way through like 2:00 a.m. Yeah. So let us know if anybody's from that session last night.
I think somebody was already. Someone did.
I really want to know that. But let me pretend that we all just got here. Y'all ain't missed nothing. We're just getting started. And we're simply discussing how can maybe you leave your job in the next 6 to 9 months doing what God has truly called you to do. Most of y'all always wanted to start something that's either like or similar to a group home. Right? But these are not group homes. These are called independent living facilities.
Correct.
This does not require a license. I don't need overstay from my city. I don't need a fire sprinkler system. I don't need to have that fire marshal walk through it to give me permission. And guys, I'll be honest, the only reason why all that's possible is because of the population of people that we're serving. Community of life. I'm so glad you're here. I read what you put in the chat. You stated that you just shut yours down because it was just so much.
With the staff,
this also doesn't require staff. Why do I need staff when my guys cook their own bologna sandwich, they take their own medications, and they provide their own transportation? Now, one day, me and Shay gonna start a transportation company probably, because our people do receive insurance and we can get paid for that and still be helping people. But right now, today, we don't get into none of that. We want y'all to master the art of housing people and let everybody else do their job.
Yeah.
Meaning for us, Shay and I's job is to take care of the housing. I want the psychiatrist or the nurse to take care of their mental health.
Yes.
I want the social worker and the case manager to be a compass for their life.
Yeah.
Even though I was a social worker for 9 years, that's not what I'm trying to be here. Yeah. We have mastered the art of housing people in a shared living environment. And here I go as that social worker right? Begging God to change my life through real estate. Here I am on this screen with my nice shirt and tie on, going to the same job for 9 years, begging God, God, I want to help people. God, I want to get into real estate. And everything I prayed for, Ebony, God gave it to me and showed me through somebody else that was doing it the wrong way.
Yep.
This is what I saw, and this is what I promised the people that joined me last night on TikTok. Remember I told you guys I was going to show you way more footage than just that one picture? Mm-hmm. That burnt up kitchen and the beds are on the floor, the lady sleeping in front of the kitchen stove, the devil is a liar.
Right, yeah.
I saw a lady making 41 grand a month, housing people in rats and roaches and in filth and in squalor. Guys, the devil is a liar that we're going to do that and be making that kind of money. And watch this again, because my new people have no clue where this come from. Guys, can you imagine, or have you ever seen somebody living your dream but doing it the wrong way?
And super wrong way.
And I always jokingly tell people, if you don't have your glasses on today, those are cinder blocks that are holding that bed up. How sad is that the beds don't even have bed rails? The fan is sitting on the dadgum banana box.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to allow people to live in squalor when you making this kind of money? Lord have mercy.
I remember, Derek, when we actually walked through this home, we actually got a phone call from a provider that asked us to come and take, to help this housing provider out, because this was during COVID. They were going through some stuff and they were like, listen, we've got clients here, and we don't approve of the way this is being handled. Can you help them out? And it was a lot. Like, it was a lot to take in. The conversations we had with the residents, things that the house wasn't filthy, grimy, but it was just not done right. Like, it just wasn't right. Like, who puts beds on cinder blocks when you can pay what, $20 for some bed rails, or
and now with our new beds, we don't even use bed rails now. Like, we got a new way of using that, but that's not for tonight. But Shay, can you remember the days and the nights I would come home complaining and crying about these conditions and want to get started?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, and Shay jacked me up and say, Derek, what you going to do about it?
I got so tired of hearing this story.
Like, are we just going to talk about it and complain, Derek? Or will you go get your pencil and paper and put the vision?
What's the plan?
And write it down.
What's the step-by-step guide?
Come on, Shay.
What's going to get you
Thank God for a great wife, y'all, because if it wasn't for Shay jacking me up and saying, Derek, what you going to do about it, big mouth? Guys, I'll be on that job right now still talking about, man, I wish I could get into this.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Man, Shay, I saw a lady making 41. Shay, can you imagine what our life would be like if we were making 41 grand a month? Guys, these were the things that I was telling Shay. So I'm going to ask y'all the same thing. Put in the chat right now, if you made $41,000 a month, would that change your life a little bit?
Yeah.
Now, if that number too low, excuse my ignorance. But most people that I bump into, if they was making 41 grand a month, doing God's will, helping people, that'll absolutely change their life.
Absolutely.
I watched a girl do this, y'all, what I'm going to call mistreating people, making 41 grand a month doing it.
Let's say 41 plus.
And I immediately start hating on this girl to God. I say, God, this girl living my dream. God, I want to do this. God. And Derek was like, bro, Derek, everything you asked me for, Derek, I gave it to you. I'm like,
I was like, come on.
What you mean? He said, Derek, why you think I use your wife Shay to trick you to go to school, to get that degree, to get the job so I can show you what this thing is?
So you can see it.
Derek, you talking about you want to get into real estate? I said, God, all the rich people I know, all the wealthy people, God, they involved in real estate. Yeah. Again, he was like, big mouth Derek, why you think I showed you a lady making 41 grand a month in real estate? But y'all, as I told you, she was doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And there go your boy again, social worker. I'm on all these boards. Everybody know me at the hospital, but that don't mean a dime as I'm making $28,000 a year.
It don't. Nope.
Lord have mercy.
You know what, Derek, it's so funny because
look at these conditions. Keep talking, Shay, but I'm just showing the conditions of what I came home crying to you about.
Even yesterday, you coming home, on Saturday, going to an event and bumping into somebody that knew you from the hospital. Like,
saw me dreaming of this thing. I wish Bridget was here right now. Lord have mercy.
She was so excited. She was like, Derek, I remember when you were talking about this.
I wish she was here.
I remember when you were doing this. I remember when you were doing that. It blew. It was so amazing to see. And she said, you really did it. And you're still doing it.
She said, you did it. I said, yeah.
Exactly.
As much as I talked about it, I'd be embarrassed for you to see me now, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Because my coach is going to tell y'all, talk about this thing everywhere you go.
And
because again, Shay, as you know, Shay, I can stay on this subject for 2 hours, but nobody learns anything if I just stay here.
Right.
I am so passionate about where this came from that I normally spend 2 hours just talking about this and what I saw. Because most of y'all are not making 41 grand a month right now. God forgive me if you are, but I guarantee you right now, 95% of y'all in this room right now was just like me 8 years ago. You make somewhere under $40,000 a year. Guys, I was making 28 grand a year, begging God to change my life through real estate. He's like, Derek, wake up, bro. Everything you asked me for, I put it in your face. Now, what you gonna do about it, Derek?
Yeah.
And that's where he used Shay to kind of jack me up and say, Derek, you got to write this thing down and put a plan together.
You have to, because if you don't, you know, a lot of times we miss opportunities because we don't take and put it to paper. Right. Because then it becomes a dream. Right. And if you don't act on that dream, it fizzles, it fades away. So just make sure that you have the right people in your corner to help push you into what God has called you to do. That's one thing I love about being an ILF coach. A lot of times, Derek and I, we talk to our family members that we're coaching and consulting. And, you know, they may be going through a tough time or having, just those days where it feels like nothing's happening, nothing's working out, and just having family, you know, the ILF family, other ILF owners and operators, ourselves, to kind of help push you through those moments and remind you of your why, right? Your why is so valuable to you implementing a plan. Your why is that thing you will always reach back to when times get tough. Your why is going to be that thing that keeps you up at night to make sure that you get it done. And that is one of the things that we preach often to people. Make sure you know your why. Write it down. Put it on a whiteboard that you walk past every day, right? That's right in front of you. Stick it on your mirror. Why is this important for you? Why is this thing, has it been a vision or a dream for you? And that will always help push you and propel you to complete the task. So definitely, surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people that will remind you of your why and that will push you into purpose. So I just wanted to share that, Derek, because Absolutely. I know a lot of people, you know, they see the glitz and glam on one side, but they don't see the work, right? The tenacity, the consistency, the things you have to continue to do in order to get your vision out there. So don't make it just nothing comes easy in life. And if it comes easy, you'll lose it easily too. So you want to make sure that you're working hard and your mindset is that this is not a fly by night, get rich quick scheme. This is none of that. This is a lucrative business model that not only helps financially sustain you, but it helps to mentally, emotionally, and physically sustain those that you're nurturing, that you're housing, those that you're providing this service for. So remember that when you are truly getting ready to dive in and do this thing. So just remember that.
Absolutely. Good stuff, Shay. And I appreciate that. And guys, what's so cool about Shay and I and how we do this? Shay, for many years, guys, worked corporate America, right? Yeah. And when I discovered this thing and God was like, Derek, you need some help. I'm getting ready to blow this thing up. We snatched Shay from corporate America. So Shay didn't really know what this is, right? Shay is a lot like you all. We're married. We sleep in the same house. We sleep together. In fact, we coming up on what, Shay, 13 years of marriage, I think? Yeah. Right? But Shay didn't know this game.
Sure didn't.
Right? So I had to kind of show her what this was. And she also moved in faith to believe that I had this thing that God gave us that was going to save our whole family. We got a series coming out where we're going to be talking about, we're trying to decide whether we're going to do a separate session or do it within one of these, to where we take 30 minutes and talk about whether you're a partner, just business partners, or are you married? How do you make that work and don't kill each other? How do me and Shay work together all day and don't kill each other and don't get aggravated? We actually love it. Today we had what we call Self-Care Monday. So we filmed ourselves going to get pedicures and massages and all of that. So if I doze off the night, don't worry about it. I'm just real comfortable. Okay? So again, I also want to know in the chat, are you somebody that's been dreaming and praying of this? Let me know in the chat before we go any further. Are you somebody that's been praying for something similar to this? You've been trying to start a group home or an IDD or an ALF, and it just took too much out of you and you never could get it.
Yeah.
Let me know in the chat, because I love to know that, because our prayer is that God merge us with like-minded people that want to do this and be the opposite of the lady that did this in Rats and Roaches.
Yeah.
So far it's just me, you, Shay, and Evelyn. So Shay, me, you, and Evelyn.
Community of Life is there too.
Me, you, and I don't see nobody but me, you, and Evelyn. So maybe just Evelyn.
Life, I see Marion.
Community.
Smith.
Okay, now I see Community Life. Now I see Marion. So maybe just us three.
I'm gonna need you to
maybe
come
just us three, Shay.
Nope. That
here they come now. Okay, here they come.
They coming in.
Because I know most of y'all are just like me 8 years ago. Y'all are just like me and my family. Because that's how we pray for it. I bet you y'all love God, y'all love people, and y'all trying to get into real estate.
Yeah.
You just didn't know that you can merge it all together and it not require a license. Guys, I'll never forget when that lady that was housing people in conditions like this, she said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, bro. You keep being a social worker and you send me these people. And y'all, I had never seen the inside of a group home, ILF, ALF, none of that. I worked behind a desk. I had a pad of paper like this, a computer, and a telephone.
Yeah.
I worked from 9 to 5, sometimes 9 to 7. And my sole job, Charmaine, was to find people housing once they came into my hospital.
Yeah. Yep.
But the devil is a liar. Why we got to send them to this kind of stuff, especially if we know about it? Now, I'll admit, guys, I didn't know the conditions of these places. And I'll admit also, that's one of the reasons why I quit and left that job when I found out. I said, there is no way that I can stay a social worker and know these conditions and still send people.
And not be able to make a difference in it.
So before I go any further, because I got a lot of more content, but I want 55 of y'all to do this right now. If you're new to us and you've never seen our introductory webinar, because tonight I'm going to treat y'all like family and I'm going to talk to y'all like family.
Yeah, we can answer questions.
But I want you guys to get more of a chronological order, Miss Pam, of what this is and how to do it. And if you follow that instruction that's scrolling below on the bottom of your screen right now, it gives you our webinar and then leads to a free discovery call with Shay and I.
Yep.
So if you text the phrase more info, I want to see 55 people do this right now. And only text more info, nothing else. Not your name, not more info, please. Just MOREINFO.
That's it.
And because my system is automated, when it sees that, it's going to send you an instant text message.
Yeah.
Once you fill that out, your name, email, and phone number, bam, instant download. After you watch it, my team is going to see that you watched it, and they're going to send you a link to talk to me and Shay. Now, we love it when you come here to ask questions, but what if you say, Derek, this is private. I don't want everybody in my business. And Derek, I'm thinking about getting that coaching, but I got a few questions before I get started. That's what that's for. Yeah. But other than that, we can learn together on YouTube. Yeah. But if you guys text right now, more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326, and a lot of y'all doing it right now because I can see it, 0086, that gives you the chronological webinar. That's going to be the best 50 minutes of your life. Watch it with your family, your husband, your boo thing, your pastor, your church, your bishop, and then let's book a call. But watch this, because I'm getting ready to let Shay show you guys now, what house is this? Shay, how did you get it? And more importantly, what does the inside look like? And what did we turn it to? Because just 2 minutes ago, I showed y'all Rats and Roaches. Yeah. And I often tell people, if this don't break your heart, you in the wrong YouTube channel. To see a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, to know people are in Rats and Roaches, if this stuff don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. Especially once I tell you that a lady was making 41 grand a month doing it. Because today, this is how we make it look now.
Yeah.
On you, Shay.
So that house that you showed, first and foremost, is the Maryland. It's one of my ILFs for ladies. It is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home. This home was a prior rental for us geez, many years ago. And honestly, God blessed it to where it came back around and we were able to purchase it. This is one of the homes that we own. So this is no longer a rental. This is now a owned home that I do and conduct my independent living facilities in. Currently, there are 7 amazing women that are residing in this home, and they've really fostered an amazing community with, amongst each other. So it's so amazing to see how you can take 7 complete different, strangers, put them together in a home, and they just foster such great and amazing relationships. I tell people all the time, I would have never imagined this even being a possibility had Derek not, stepped out there and did
it's
it.
It's hard to imagine until you kind of end it.
It's very difficult to imagine, especially
coming from corporate America too, right?
Yeah, and if you've never heard the concept, you don't understand the concept. You know about group homes, you kind of, know the ins and outs of that, but you don't realize that this is a possibility. You think that everybody that's homeless or houseless has no form of income until someone tells you no, they actually do. And then you bring them in, and the appreciation, the self-worth, all of the different things that you see them kind of step into because you've now changed their life in so many words, right? Not a savior, but just being able to be positioned in such a way to get them from where they were to their new state. And that is like safe, affordable, clean, community living is just a blessing. It's just an ultimate blessing. But yeah, so in my home, Derek, I have 2 shared rooms. I have 3 private rooms, and that is where my 7 ladies come. That's how I get the number of 7. If you have not, go ahead and follow Angela Denise Foundation on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and you'll see I do a lot of spend a day with me or walk ride with me on my TikTok. This week I'll actually be going live because me and my ladies, a few of my ladies, will be doing some outreach to a certain extent. We'll be putting together Easter eggs for an Easter egg hunt for some children for our local church. And, we'll be hanging out, we'll be talking about different things. And, they will give their, most of them give their approval and consent. That's the only reason why I do this. The recording, they do give their approval and consent to be on camera. And we just have girl talk. We just hang out. We have a good time together. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But you will not see it if you do not follow me on Angela Denise
Give it to them again
Foundation.
And also put it in the chat for them.
Yeah, it's Angela Denise Foundation on TikTok. So
well, 10 people promised me that they'll go and follow that and see it. And more importantly, forget about Shay for 2 seconds. Look at what she's doing and giving the game away on what it looks like in the day in life. Every time I tell you guys to follow me, I jokingly says, forget about Derek, forget about me for 2 seconds. Look at what we're doing. Be nosy. It's very rare when people give you an opportunity to tell you to be nosy. I'm telling you, be my friend on Facebook and stalk my page in terms of the information. And now when you get there, envision you in it. Remove me. And envision you inside of it. And again, if you just joined us, these are not group homes, these are not IDDs, and these are not ALFs. All of those require a license and require staff and state oversight.
It does.
And watch this, nothing's wrong with that. Because somebody gonna leave here today. Vet mentors, homeless veterans. Somebody's gonna leave here today and say, Derek said, boy, he hate group homes. Derek said, don't start that ALF stuff. No, I did it. Because all of it's got its place. But I'll admit, the ILF model is the right now model. You guys can start this tomorrow. One of the cheat codes and what makes this a no-brainer, and if you hang around me long enough, I love that term. I love a no-brainer situation. That means when I think about it, this is easy. No license required. Check. No medical oversight from DCF, ACA, or whatever the managing entity is in your city and state.
Exactly.
Check. No certifications required. Check. And I can lease or rent the property.
Oh, 100%.
Y'all, I'll never forget when that lady that I saw doing this, making 41 grand a month and rats and roaches, she said, Derek, I don't own these places. She said, Derek, you think I own these places? I said, yeah. She said, no, I don't. She said, I rent or I lease these places. I said, oh my God. And then when I found out, most of y'all, again, are just like me. Y'all love them veterans. Y'all love those elderly adults. some of y'all got a heart for the teenagers aging from the foster care system that are 18 years or older. And a lot of y'all got a heart for women that are escaping domestic violence. Call me a liar in the chat if I'm lying. Most of y'all are just like me and my family. Y'all love God. Y'all love people. And you've been trying to figure out how to get into real estate. And watch this, not Derek, not Shay, not me and my family, but God was genius enough to allow us to merge it all together to do his will.
Oh, yeah.
How cool is it that you can do God's will, help people, be respected by the community, but also make enough money to feed your family? Mm-hmm. Woo! I'm going to say that one more time. Because if you live by this or you want to live by this, let me know in the chat. Say, Derek, I can agree with that, bro. Love God, love people, love real estate. You like that? Let me know in the chat. And then the other one, we want to please God, help people, be respected by the community while we're doing it. But also, I want y'all to make enough money to feed your family. How many of you all said, Derek, I can agree with that, bro? Like, that's a mantra. That's something I can live by, Derek.
Yeah. Like,
Derek, I have no problem pleasing God, helping people, being involved in real estate, being the answer to affordable housing in my city. But don't you also want to feed your family?
Oh, 100%.
I asked nobody today to do this for free. DGT, did I ask you one time to do this for free? No, because the people that we're serving, this is how we get paid.
Yeah.
Shay, somebody thinking that we housing the homeless and thinking, well, how in the world y'all get paid? Shay, can you tell them what all of these things on screen mean? Because somebody's thinking, Shay, you run a shelter, which doesn't allow you to be paid.
Right, I don't. But let me tell you, what the blessing about this is that you have all these different individuals that are covering the note, right? So think of it that way. So Lord, I mean, it makes it even, you even have the ability to have a charity bed. So let's say, like, prime example for me, there's always going to be one room in my home that the person that may possibly, paying a lower rent or a lower bed fee for that private room, they know, hey, at any given time, this may not be your private room, right? This can be an emergency placement. So just know that you get that opportunity to where sometimes if you're full or you have the income to do so, you can provide that free space for someone or for a little while, right? But let's talk about how we get paid, Derek. SSI, SSDI, if for you that don't know what they are, those are government stipends that these individuals are receive, whether it's, from a spouse that was deceased, or, they've worked for a period of time in their life and became disabled. And now the government gives them a subsidy to live off of. Those are what those fees are, what that is. And I'm sorry, guys, just got a call. That's what that is. That is guaranteed. It comes in, the residents get it on a credit card, a debit card, excuse me. You can, again, they can pay their rent. Social Security income, that's, that social, that SSI, SSDI, we get private pay. We have residents that can pay their own way. They're working full time, or they have family that's helping them kind of navigate this financial crisis that they're in, and they assist them in paying their rent. We also community funded programs. We work with community
one of my favorites. Slow down on this one, Shay, because you know me, this is one of my favorite ways to be paid, y'all. Shay is naming the ways of how we get paid from homeless people. She's now getting ready to explain Derek's favorite way of being paid. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, wow. Community funded programs. Most organizations, nonprofits, they receive federal funds that they've applied for in form of a grant, and they literally write these grants because they are looking to help this population in need. It may include housing, but guess what? They may not have the long-term housing. So what they're looking for, or who they're looking for, is people like yourselves or myself or Derek that have the housing, that can abide by their criteria or meet their criteria, what they're looking for. And they provide the rental payment for the resident. So for instance, I have a young lady right now that is housing with me. She is in the process of obtaining SSI, or is it actually going to be for her SSDI? So she's in that process, that application process. The hospital that she came from has a program where they are helping her navigate that paperwork. She's got to meet certain criteria. She's got to go to appointments and do all of this stuff. And she's already got that stuff established, and they're helping her. So while she's in that process of obtaining her SSDI, they are paying her rent. So they send me a check, or they deliver like the case manager, when she comes to see the client, comes and hands me over my check every month. Right.
And if I can butt in for 2 seconds right there,
it.
The same people that are bringing Shay that check, y'all, is where I worked there for 9 years.
Yep.
So right now, close your eyes and imagine I worked at this hospital for 9 years as a social worker. I now go there and they come and see me to drop off checks because I'm housing their people now. Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna catch this and somebody gonna miss it. Y'all, I used to work at that hospital for every 2 weeks and get a check for about $800 and some change.
Yeah.
I now pick up checks for $800 a piece, and I never go in to clock in now.
Never.
I'm the housing provider. Talk about the tables turning. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah. A hospital I used to work at for 9 years, I now go and pick up checks because I'm now housing their people and not working 80 hours every 2 weeks to get a paycheck. Mm-hmm. That's where we are now. And guys, I got a small subscription on TikTok for like $3 a month, to where I showed y'all that video of me walking in the place, picking up a check, and I showed y'all the check. And watch this. None of those checks say Derek Forston, my name. None of them. In fact, this shirt is branded as Derek Forston, established 1981. None of those checks have that.
Thank you for saying that.
Because the first rule of thumb that I teach y'all with starting this or any business, I don't care if it's housing the homeless or you baking chocolate chip cookies, you got to start a business. And that was also one of the biggest mistakes that I made, y'all, that led to a $40,000 lawsuit. Dummy me, because I didn't know. My job now is to make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes I did. But I'll admit, y'all, I'm going to say that one more time. That felt real good to now go and pick up checks from a place that once took me 80 hours.
Yeah.
And every 2 weeks, they gave me a piece of paper that was $800 and some change on it. I showed you guys the other day, without clocking in, on my own time, I went and picked up 2 checks for $800 and $800, which is my bed fee for what you see in this picture right here. So where I live in Orlando, Florida, Miss Sarah, both of those beds are $800 and $800. So I'm $1,600 per room. Does that make sense, everybody? And this is how we take people from homeless to hopeful. Miss Shay, back on you.
Derek, you just reminded me of something. I literally have to submit a W-9.
Come on, talk about it.
To someone, and this is my W-9 right here. And Derek talking about this, I just remembered, oh crap, I have to email a W-9. So I literally have it on my desk, and I've got to now send it. They are not sending this to Shanya Shea Forston. This W-9 is in the name of the Angela Denise Foundation.
Exactly.
It's got the corporation type, the business entity type. Go Google a W-9, right? Everybody go and look at the information that is asking. It's not asking for my social security information. I'm not putting my social security information on here because they're not doing business technically with Shanya Shea Forston. They are doing business with the Angela Denise Foundation. So right here in my hand, I literally have my W-9 application, and you see there, the Angela Denise Foundation.
Not Shea Forston, because they ain't writing no checks to Shay.
My name. And this has to be sent like right now to a caseworker that has been asking.
You're welcome for me reminding you too.
Friday. I'm telling you, she sure did.
I'm gonna charge you $2 for that.
I literally thought I sent it, and it's not, because it was sitting right here on my desk. So while you finish talking, I'm gonna get to work and send this W-9.
And that takes 2 seconds. So great stuff. So I'm here. I can
get my money.
And again, guys, we've been here less than 45 minutes already, but I hope by now, and we got a lot of more stuff to talk about and share, but I hope by now already you guys have a good idea of what this is. Some of y'all have already made a decision that you want it, because we're going to talk about our coaching later, but we got 2 forms, well, actually 3 forms of coaching. The first one is free, and you're hearing it right now, every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday right here on YouTube. Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Somebody help me out and put it in the chat, because somebody going to ask me this again. Monday and Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And guess what? All of these rooms are recorded.
Right.
So from now to years and years and years back, when you go to my YouTube channel, I'll even give the advice. Don't click on the one that just say videos. It's a lot of stuff there, but skip that. You want to click the one that says live. And all of the lives, over 765 videos, guys, on this topic. There isn't a question in your head that you can think of that's not in a video format. But if you say, Derek, them videos are great, bro, but I want your one-on-one coaching. Derek, I want your phone number. Derek, I want to be able to call you. I want your team to be on my website. Derek, I want all that paperwork you talk about. That's the one-on-one coaching. $5,000. Unbelievable. Because usually our coaching is $7,500. We decided in 2025, we want to just help a bunch of more people and give y'all a break. Because last year was tough on a lot of us, and I won't get into that. Life was tough. A lot of us experienced a lot of loss. Spiritually, it was tough. Physically, it was tough. Emotionally, it was tough. And quite frankly, the year before that wasn't so great either for a lot of us. We understand that as consultants. So in 2025, we've got a sale going on all year. It's not $7,500. It's $4,997, and I take care of the tax. So just say $5,000. It's $4,997, and I take care of the tax. That's the one-on-one coaching. The DIY is the same thing, but you don't get me. The one-on-one coaching, I become your brother. I'm in your back pocket. You get my number. You can call me Monday through Friday. And then you got coaching sessions every 2 weeks for the rest of your life. Again, my one-on-one coaching, we should meet every 2 weeks for the rest of your life until you become a genius at this. But even between those sessions, you got my number where you can call me Monday through Friday 10 times a day if that's what it takes to get you where you're going. Because that's the one-on-one coaching. I make it like that. I customize it to you and your family and the city you live in. Now, the DIY says, Derek, I don't need you to hold my hand, bro, but do build my website like you said. Derek, give me all that paperwork, all the curriculum, all your ebooks. Derek, I heard you wrote a bunch of ebooks, bro. I want them all. That's what you get with the DIY. You get all my ebooks, all the coaching, all the curriculum, and the $8,000 worth of paperwork. Most of y'all don't know, but I went through a real bad lawsuit about 7 years ago. Didn't know what I was doing, ignorant to this game. And I went through the bumps and the bruises so that y'all don't have to. When I went through that lawsuit and made the Channel 8 news, y'all, my lawyer charged me $8,000 to build the paperwork that now runs our program today. Guys, I give that to y'all. So if you any good at math, you already seeing that my paperwork alone is worth more than what I'm charging. So one more time, the one-on-one coaching, $5,000. The DIY, $500. You get in wherever you fit in there. Or if you say, Derek, I ain't got no money, but God put it in my heart. That's every Monday and Tuesday for free on YouTube. Every Saturday, free on YouTube. And every other day, free on TikTok. So I got something for everybody. There is no excuses. I'll allow you guys to merge together. You can bring in a partner. A lot of coaches, they hate that. They want to charge you and your homegirl. Me, not me. If you come with your friend, no problem. If you come with your boo thing or your husband, no problem. If you met somebody here on TikTok, on YouTube, and bring them in to split the cost, no problem. We want to make it easy because if God has told you to get into this, I want to be the very reason that you do exactly what God has put on your heart. Yeah, does that make sense, everybody? Absolutely. So again, I'm going to pretend that y'all first just got here. We are discussing independent living facilities. But as I told you over 40 minutes ago, we don't care what you call it. Name it what. Put your last name on it if you want to. Just understand that this is an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. And again, we talked about the people that we serve must be 18 years or older. They could be an elderly adult, a military veteran, a working individual that work at Popeyes, KFC, Checkers. It could be a teenager aging out of foster care. They're 18, 19, or 20. Yeah. Does that make sense, everybody? And I want to talk about this real quick because somebody also asked this question, right? The first step to getting started, Miss Andrea, right below it says text more info to that phone number. That's the first step for everybody. Yep. That's our webinar. It's free, and it gives you a call with me for free. Most coaches charge you for that, not me. What are your questions? What did I not explain on that video? Now, what's funny though, most people call and ask the same questions that are in the webinar.
Yeah.
I talked to a lady today for 35 minutes, and my calls are 15 minutes. But as y'all can see, I love to talk about it, and I got a big mouth. I said, ma'am, no offense to your call today, because I love this. But ma'am, everything you just asked me is in the webinar and in a bunch of my videos.
Yeah.
So I often tell people, if you want real value from the call, soak in a lot of the YouTube stuff and the webinar, and then let's have a call.
Yeah.
Because now your questions can go deeper versus the same stuff I tell you right on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, don't call.
So why would you almost like
level.
waste a free call to go deep with me?
Yeah.
Make sense? So the first step for everybody is texting more info, MOREINFO, to 407-326-0086. That's all you text is more info. You get an instant text message, click on it, you put in your name, email address, phone number, bam, instant download.
Please
that gets you on the phone with me by this week. Now, I got a full schedule usually all the time, but most people that do this on a Monday or Tuesday, we talk the same week usually.
Yeah.
So for all of y'all that I saw in the chat, Derek, I'm ready. I'm ready to get started. Your first step is the webinar. Then let's get on the phone to talk about how fast can you leave your job. We haven't taken one commercial break tonight, and I'm going to even put that on hold. I want to talk about these models in which we do this in, and then I'm going to go to a break. Because, Shay, some people don't understand that in this one housing model, there's 3 ways to be housed.
Yeah.
The first way is that shared living environment that looks like this. That means you got a roommate, right?
Yeah.
That next model is that private accommodation, which has the 1 bed in it, and they still share the hallway bathroom, though. And then, Shay, there's a model where that's that private suite.
Yeah.
Where they don't share the room with nobody, and they got their own bathroom.
Say it again, sir.
So what do you do with the guy that says, Derek, I don't want to share no room, bro. I'm a grown man, Derek. I'm a military veteran. Well, sir, no problem. We have a private suite as well, sir. So again, that's the cheat code, ladies and gentlemen, to this whole model that the people that we're housing, they're completely independent. They don't need you to cook their food. They don't need you driving them around. And you don't have to be giving them medications, pretending to be a nurse and gonna get yourself in trouble.
Correct.
We house independent adults, and that's what makes this work. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick commercial break. Some of you all are still trying to figure out if I'm a twin or a triplet.
You know what?
We're going to talk about it when I come back, because every time I play this, I forget to talk about it. Somebody remind me to remind the people when we come back from break, am I a triplet or do I have a twin brother? We'll be right back. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, and you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information. All right, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Shay, back on you.
Yeah, so I want to hit the questions in the chat because there's a lot of questions coming through the chat.
Let's
and
do it. I
want
love
us to
questions.
go ahead
We thrive off of questions. I love
get
that.
these done. So I know I saw the vet. What was it?
And somebody said ebooks for $500. No, that's just kind of what I showed. The DI. In fact, everybody go to forstonconsultants.com and look at products and services. You will see the 2 coaching packages and what comes with it. But no, like I wouldn't charge $500 just for ebooks, right? Everything's involved in the DIY except me as the personal coach. And then the one-on-one actually has me and Shay as your big brother and sister.
Yep.
Shay, on
so
you.
I love this. Vet Mentor says that they've been doing this for a while, for 22 years, just recently hearing about this model, but they've been housing veterans. It's actually a she.
Good stuff.
Has been
and they're
housing
also a veteran, I
veterans.
think she said. I think she said that she's a veteran.
Yep, I saw that earlier in the chat. So I do want to get to
Either start from the bottom or the top.
I know,
and go
I messed up. All right, I'm going to go from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. So let's go. Can there be a mix of ages residing together?
Absolutely. My largest house has military veterans. I have some middle-aged guys and actually like 1 or 2 young guys, but I try to keep all my guys around that same age range. But sometimes the younger guys benefit from being around the older gentlemen.
Right.
Prime example, if I have a house full of young people, Sarah, and let's just say Michael turns into, I'm sorry?
I said it might be a bit much.
Well, what's that?
If you have a whole house full of younger gentlemen, I said it might be a bit much.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. But that's where I'm going. What if Michael is a knucklehead and he's like 28? If I move Michael to my house where all of my older gentlemen are, he starts to take on kind of how they are. Yeah. So I do like mixing my younger guys with the older people. But the longer you're around me, you'll hear me talk about that. The younger people are not my cup of tea. The way that I coach y'all in this is to understand who you are, what you can tolerate, and what is your community dictating the need for. Mm-hmm. Prime example, my community don't cry and scream for the need for young people. They scream for the veterans, the elderly adult, the working individual, and just so happened that's actually my favorite. Because again, I coach you guys to choose the population according to your lifestyle. Are you super busy? Do you have 3 jobs yourself? Do you also have 2 entrepreneurship endeavors? Do you have 5 kids and a needy husband? Mm-mm. So if you're super busy, certain populations won't even work for you anyway. Like today, y'all, I'm real busy. So the population I serve is perfect because it's the elderly adult, military veteran, and the working individual. They don't need nothing from me. But to keep the lights and the water on and to pay for the roof over their head. So again, to answer your original question, just to be able to move on, yes, we can mix the ages, no problem. In fact, my younger guys benefit better when they're living with the older guys. Ms. Shay, back on you.
Yeah, so I agree with what Derek just said. So absolutely, just be mindful as you're doing an assessment, because that is going to be the primary way that you're going to start, filtering out your population. Who's right as those calls come in. Not everybody that calls is going to be an appropriate fit for your housing program. So just when you're assessing, make sure that you keep in mind, ask the right questions. Keep in mind who's already in the home, and just how to navigate from there. So that will be my 2 cents on that. The next question comes from Key Bella, and it's, do you do a background check?
My background check comes from the social worker or the case manager where I'm usually getting them from, and it's called their psychosocial. So a psychosocial gives you their whole background, jail history, aggression, anything you need to know. It's kind of like a jail record, but it's more so coming from the hospital. And most times you'll have to sign for them to be able to allow you to see that. She'll tell you guys what the name of that is here in a minute. I often forget it.
Repeat. Sorry.
Release of what is it? The release of.
It's just an information release.
But it's a specific name. I just can't think of it right now. But anyway, you have to sign that for them to be able to release it. Mm-hmm. But I often tell people, Kibella, is that you do whatever it is to make you feel comfortable to do business. So if you say, "Dear, that sounds great, bro, but I want to run a background." Well, you run a background. Right? I'm just understanding that if I interview 10 people, 8 of them are not going to even qualify anyway. So why would I pay for 10 background checks when 8 of them I know won't even qualify? So I don't per se pay for a background check, but if I want to do one, Cabela, I'm going to do it from the standpoint where it doesn't cost me any money. Because you're going to interview a lot of people that you may not accept, and I don't want you losing money on a bunch of background checks. So find either a free way to do it or get the background check from the social worker or the case manager. Make sense? And after I'm answering you guys this question, let me know in the chat if I'm nailing it or if I'm way off. Because sometimes I'm thinking you're asking me something, but if I'm off, I want you to tell me. So Cabela, let me know in the chat if that makes sense. And then the first lady that we just answered, let me know if that also made sense to you. Ms. Shay, back on you.
All right. What do you charge for each bottle?
So that's going to depend on where you live at, right? Yeah. I'll give my example. Shay will give her example. And if you're in the chat under my coaching, give an example to my friend right here. What do you guys charge? Mm-hmm. In Orlando, my flyer said that we start at, that's some free coaching. Listen real carefully. We start at $740. But watch this. Most of my beds, guys, are $800 per bed. And for me, that's this shared environment that looks like this. So that's $1,600 for me per room, or $740 times 2 per room. Miss Shay, what are you charging? Why?
So my rate starts at $680 to $1,000, depending on the room, the location, and the accommodation type, right? Shared is going to be the least expensive, and we go up. The $1,000 room is going to be the room that it has an ensuite for the individual, the private room with an ensuite, which is a private room with its own bathroom. Of course, that's going to be a little different in price, and that'll be the more exclusive in price. Charmaine says she starts at $600.
But I'm asking Charmaine right now, though, where is she located? Because nobody knows Charmaine. Now we do, but yeah. Charmaine, where are you located? And you said start at $600. So see how that's a vast difference? I can't house nobody for $600, y'all. It's not going to work with my numbers. See how it's different? Charmaine just said that she's in Canton, Ohio, smaller town.
So see,
I'm in Orlando by Mickey Mouse. Very different. Make sense, everybody?
Mickey hit a little
Tia,
different.
where are you at? What are you charging over there in Haines City? Katara, where are you at? What are you charging in South Carolina? Where are my people that were coaching? It's a lot of y'all here. What are y'all charging?
Yeah.
But great question. Does that make sense, ma'am? How I'm saying, depending on where you live at? Yeah, and also, whoever asked the question, put in the chat right now, where do you live at? In fact, everybody do it. Because I can almost tell you guys right now where you live at. I can tell you what you're going to charge.
Yeah, because we've got so many people.
I got so many people that under our coaching that do this. I almost know what you guys going to charge, or even the range.
Yep, based on the people that are.
Sarah says she's in New York. So it depends on that if she's in upstate New York or Rochester, New York. In Rochester, New York, their prices are like mine because it's different.
Yeah.
But in Brooklyn,
in the city,
in upstate, in the city, all of that, man, they want $950, $1,000 a bed. No problem.
Plus.
Okay?
Yeah.
There goes Katara in the chat. She just put Columbia, South Carolina, we start at $680 for shared, and her private starts at $780. See, guys, we're all going to be a little. How did Katara know what to charge? How did Tia know what to charge? Guys, they're all under our coaching, and we're going to show you that. We're going to teach you what to charge.
How are you going to make those?
We're going to show you what your bottom number should be, but what your max could be.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Back on you, Michelle.
No, I love that. So just keep that in mind. It's all about your area, your demographic. Where is this house located? Is it in city limits? Is it in suburbia? Like, where is it at? That's going to help a lot. Andrea said that you're unable to get access to the webinar. Do me a favor. I responded in the chat. Click that link. Your initial link may have expired. So just double check that. So we're ready to.
For everybody else, just text that phrase "more info" to that phone number. You'll get it immediately. Yep.
All right. So I love this. Yolanda said they are not joking when they say you can call them. Forston Consultants are the real deal. Thank you so much, Yolanda.
Thank you so much, Miss Yolanda.
We love
appreciate
you
that.
and appreciate it. Thank you.
Yolanda knows our style and how we do business, right? There's nobody like us, y'all. And that's not me bragging, but it is, right? God is all over this thing. That's number one. And then our passion for it. And because I'm the guy that's seen both sides of it, show me anybody that can teach you this better than me. Guys, I used to be the social worker for 9 years. Now I'm this guy on this side. Show me anybody else with the experience, with the lawsuits, and making the Channel 8 news in the wrong way. Guys, I was on the news, y'all, but not because I was like that lady housing people in rats and roaches. I just didn't know what I was doing. Ignorance. That's a big word for just saying the lack of knowledge. And somewhere in that Bible, it said that we will perish. We will not do well in life for a lack of knowledge. That's why I come here every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, where you buy anything from me or not. Because I promised God 8 years ago, I said, God, if you let me get in this and it changed my life, I said, God, I'll go all over the world sharing it and I'll never take any credit.
That's right.
In fact, watch me do it right now. Guys, without God, this is all baloney. But with God, most of y'all gonna think I'm a genius by the time we get done today. And I'm not a genius. God just used my wife, because guys, I barely finished high school, y'all. Shay tricked me to go to college, and through the grace of God, I graduated. But I'm not asking none of y'all to go to school to get this. The school for this is at Forston Consultants University, FCU, every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, if you're real smart, you do get one of the coaching products. But if not, no push from me, because that's the promise I made to God.
Yeah.
That's between you and God of how you get in this. I got 3 ways. First way is free, YouTube. Second way is our one-on-one coaching. It's only $5,000. That's a $2,500 discount for the whole year. Guys, our original coaching is $7,500. And it's unbeatable. You get me in your back pocket. I become your brother. All the paperwork, all the curriculum. My team builds your website. We own the staffing agency in the Philippines, so you get a VA for free. You ever heard of a virtual assistant that can answer your phone, do your emails, do your social media, create your contact list? Guys, without God and VAs, I would be a nobody. God first, but without a VA that can do all of these ideas inside of my head, guys, I give y'all that with this coaching. And then if you said, well, Derek, but that $5,000 is real steep, bro. Well, guess what? I got financing. It's called Klarna. I got one called Afterpay. Right at checkout, you can finance this thing. We finance everything else. Why not finance some education that can change your life? And then we got the DIY, the do-it-yourself. And it comes with everything my one-on-one people get. You just don't get me. Yeah. It's a lot of videos of me now, tons of videos of me, same coaching. But my one-on-one people can pick that phone up like Yolanda. Yolanda can call me right now and I'll answer this phone live. Dare me. Hey, Yolanda, now Yolanda, you know I'm live now. What you want, sis? But she can call me Monday through Friday. And that's why we call it, we customize it to you, your family, your city. Because the way I coach Katara in Columbia, South Carolina, I'm not coaching Victoria like that in Georgia.
So different.
Sharing our own property in Warner Robins. We love Macon, Georgia. I'll admit, we stay out of Atlanta, but we love Warner Robins. We love Macon. We love Valdosta. Don't even get me started on those.
Yeah.
So again, those are the 3 ways to get into this. And I would like to know right now, because I got a bunch of more left, who already know that you're going to get either the one-on-one coaching or the DIY? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah,
let me know right now in the chat. You said, Derek, I heard enough, bro. I'm getting one of these packages. Put in the chat right now whether you're going to get the DIY or the one-on-one coaching. And just really quickly, guys, some of y'all been asking me, I am not a twin. I'm not a triplet.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
I do play that persona with the David and Dennis, but that's just me to advertise, guys. I like to be funny like that. I am not a triplet. God only made one of me. Trust me, the world's got enough, right? I'm not a twin or a triplet. That is simply me advertising as 2 people, and I love to have fun with it. But really quickly, even before I look at the chat, I'm going to take a commercial again real quick because I want to come back, Shay, and I want to see who typed that in the chat, and I also want to answer more questions.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a 0 to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. Let's get back to the show, Michelle. You heard the guy. You heard the guy, Michelle. Let's get back to the show.
Wait, because I'm not going to let you just throw something up on the screen and we not congratulate this individual, right? Absolutely not going to let you do that. Where did it go? You put it up there and took it down. So listen, Anointed Ones Ministries.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Huge.
I got the DIY and just opened my first ILF. This is not even the one-on-one coaching, y'all.
Wow.
And I have one person in there already. Anointed Ones Ministries, don't pull my leg now. You serious? Very new to us too.
Wow.
This is
Congratulations.
Powerful. Wow.
This is a huge,
good stuff.
This is what we love.
Good
when people
stuff.
can come back and say, hey, this is what I am doing. This is what the information you gave. Derek, I want to bless Anointed Ones and just remind me.
First of all, holy shade, because if Charmaine gonna be the only one that's gonna kind of upset me, if you guys are not a hater, can y'all say congratulations?
They're going.
Because that's one of the things that God also loves and honors about people. And Katara know where I'm going with this. Sometimes, guys, it's good to congratulate other people to show God you ain't no hater and that you're going to be next. We live by this saying that says, don't be jealous, be next. I'm going to say that one more time. Don't be jealous, be next. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Wow, that is truly something. Wow. Back on you, Shay.
Do me a quick favor, Anointed Ones. Give me your first name.
She said she want to talk to you about the website.
I'm going to send you a text now. Just remind me. Because listen, everybody in the YouTube names, y'all be doing the most on me here. So do me a favor, text me put your name in the chat or just text it to 326-0086 and I will send you a message. Look at all
the congratulations.
This is it's Andre. Okay. Give me a second. Let me
look at all the congratulations. Wow. Mary says congratulations. Londa says 100. Community of Life says congratulations. Sarah is clapping and saying congratulations. Melly said congratulations. And guys, trust me, man, God is smiling right now because what I love about this, for some of y'all, this isn't your turn. It's her turn right now. And for you guys to congratulate that's big, right? And that takes a big person to do that. Katara, you know what I'm talking about, right? My late brother used to always say this about Katara Johnson. Katara, if you hear, shout me out in the chat right now. I want to shout you out too, because my brother used to always talk about Katara. Katara is somebody that sat around us for a lot of time, y'all, for a lot of years before she got her first place. But what she did, though, was every time somebody else got a place, Katara was the first person to congratulate that person. I call that not being a hater and not being jealous, but be next. I'm also going to assume, and if I'm wrong, Katara going to tell me. I'm going to assume why Katara was also congratulating and pushing other people forward. Katara was probably praying too. All right, God, now I'm congratulating this other lady and I'm happy, but God, I also want my turn. God, can you shine that light on me as well? Now I'm happy for my sister and congratulations, but God, prepare me for my turn. And Katara tell the people, it didn't happen the next day. It didn't happen the next week. It didn't happen the next year. Katara, you know what I see so much of, sis? And I always think of you. People give up on this so easy. They meet me on a Monday. They have their first coaching on a Friday and think they're going to change the world by next Tuesday. And when it doesn't happen, Katara, they get frustrated and they quit. Katara, I wish I had a picture of your face. Every time somebody does, I say, look, this lady started and did not blow out the seams the first 6 months of meeting me. Today, there's a strong statistic that a lot of people are resigning from their jobs 6 to 9 months of meeting me and my family. That was not Katara's story. She'll be a liar if she told you that. I would be a liar if I joined in with it. So, yes, sis, let's tell them that you found me on Monday and 2 weeks later you had 5 houses. The devil is a liar. No, she didn't. Look at what she just put in that chat. She had to trust the process. And look at what she always said, and still praying to this day. Come on, guys. I taught Katara to wake up every morning with the idea that nobody know you, sis. I say, Katara, if I call Katara right now, I'm going to say, Katara, guess what, sis? She going to say, what, Derek? Katara, nobody know you today, sis. Don't nobody know you, Katara. Let's change that today. That's why she's always at a real estate event. That's why she's always in the face of a social worker or case manager. That's why she's always holding meetings in her facilities to have case managers come by. But Katara is not like a lot of people that I'm meeting today, and they quitting their job in 3 and 6 and 9 months of meeting me. I'm only talking to the person that when you meet me, you don't burst out the seams from day one. You got to have that Katara mentality. I heard of this thing that they call Mamba mentality. That was for Kobe Bryant. For all my sports fans, you will get this. I have no clue if Katara is even heard of the Mamba mentality. She going to tell me in the chat in a minute. But I'm thinking of the Katara mentality. Forget the Mamba mentality. That guy was great in basketball, but when I'm talking about this and housing people and real estate and starting businesses and never giving up, that's Katara. That's that Katara mentality. So that's what I'm going to tell people today. If you don't have that Katara mentality, you're going to fail at this. Watch this. What I tell people today, the only way that you fail at this is if you quit. Because the coaching is unbelievable. God is all over it. And all you got to do is put your hands to the plow and you do the work. Because guys, I've been through all the bumps and the bruises that y'all need. I make mistakes for all of us. Ever heard of that scripture in the Bible that says, write the vision and make it plain so that he that readeth it can run with it? To me, that means, Derek, go through all the bumps and the bruises and the mistakes and the lawsuits in the Channel 8 news. But when Katara reads it, she'll be able to run with it.
Absolutely.
When vet mentors, homeless veterans reads it, she can run with it. When Community of Life, Adult Family Home, Inc. reads it, she can run with it. Some of y'all, when y'all read that scripture, you think that is only for you. I don't all the time. My whole life is built around, Derek, go through the bumps and bruises of this theme. And when you and I iron it out, God and I, Derek, go back and give it to the people. That's my whole life now. God is so good to Shay and I now that we do own 8 businesses, but they all started from this one ministry, which is the ILF model.
Yeah.
And that's why we tell you guys, don't procrastinate if God has put this on your heart. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do.
Yeah.
And you can say ouch, or you can say amen.
Or both.
But procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to act on. And for most of y'all, it's to help people and get involved in this real estate game. You just didn't know that you could do them both at the same time to do God's will.
Yeah.
That's why I say, man, God is genius, y'all. That he developed a model that most of y'all you want to do. Real estate, helping people. Can you imagine that? I tell people, can you imagine having a business or a job to where the blessing of God was already built into it? Yolanda, me and you talked about this. Can you imagine having a business where the financial blessing, Melly, was already built into what you're doing?
So
people
good.
call me today a genius and all kind of great things, but I'm quick to tell people I'm no genius. I just saw my vision through somebody else, Miss Sandra, that was doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
When I saw a lady making 41 grand in rats and roaches, I said, oh, Lord, can you imagine what my life gonna be like when I do this the right way? And now I do accomplish that thing that I prayed for, because I say, God, I make 28 grand a year. God, can you turn that into 28 grand a month? Now, Shay and I, not being all arrogant, but we laugh at 28 grand a month now. That's nothing. And it's because of what this is and what God is behind it. Not because I'm so great.
Right.
I'll be lying to you if I told you that I was just great and I thought of it. It was my idea. The devil is a liar. That's not true.
No, at all.
Every day, my prayer, like Katara, God, I decrease so that you can increase inside of me in this program. God allowed me and Shay to be the best consultants that we can be in this business, in this ministry, to help your people do what you call them to do.
Yeah.
That's a prayer for me every day. That's why half of y'all are here. You've prayed for this. Your prayer and my prayer merged together. Fireworks.
Yeah. And what I want to say too, Derek, is a lot of times, you know, people get so caught up on the front end of seeing the money. Yes, money was a motivator in this, but it quickly changed, you know, and it became such a thing that happens, right? It just comes now because you're walking in purpose. You're doing purposeful things to please God, right? You're taking care of those that are the marginalized, those that are on the outskirts of normal society, right? Those that are looked down upon, those that are looked over, stepped on at times, you know, and you end up, the money ends up becoming, honestly, such a distant observation because you're so
the
focused.
money's the extra bonus.
Correct.
After you make this thing work.
That's even better to say it. It just becomes like breathing, right? Doing what you're supposed to do, treating people right with kindness, with love, with empathy, and being able to truly just be a great resource for them, I'm telling you, it makes everything so much worth it. It makes it so much better. So I just wanted to share that.
Good stuff. So right here is where I also want to take some more questions.
It's a lot of questions.
I'm gonna go back in the chat. I want to
Yeah.
check something out really quick before I do that. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat if there are more. Shay and I'll hang out for another 20 to 30 minutes easily. And I want to make sure that before we leave, we answer all questions, even about the coaching. Somebody put in the chat that, Derek, I'm ready, but I need a partner. Maybe you guys don't know what she's talking about, but as I said earlier, we allow people to merge together with this. So Miss Pam, looking for you. 3 other people have already texted that same thing. And what I allow you all to do, even if you don't want to work with that person, we'll allow you to merge together to help with the cost. So Pam, if you're serious about moving forward with the one-on-one coaching, my team will send you an invoice tonight, right, for half of the cost of that $4,997, which allows you to merge with somebody else, right? So Pam, if you're still here and you want that, type yes in the chat, and my team will send you an invoice either by tonight or tomorrow. No problem, right? And as long as it's an even number of people, I don't mind doing that. But if 3 people get it, somebody's going to be left kind of out, right? So as long as it's an even number of people that say, hey, Derek, I need a partner, I can merge y'all together. Whether you actually want to work with them for real, or you say, no, Derek, I want to just leverage them to get the half off. No problem. We also do that because we're just generous like that. Okay. So Pam says, yes, and I am ready. So good stuff. So if you're like Pam, and you know without a doubt you want to do this, but maybe you don't have the 4,997, but you got that 24, 58 or whatever, I don't know.
Something like that. Say
that what Pam did, because Pam now is merged with somebody now, and she's good to go. So super happy about that. Pam, congratulations. Welcome to the family. I'll say it now. Welcome to the family.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Questions. Let's go. Okay. Boom. How do you handle disputes within the house? Theft prevention, personal violations,
house rules. So under our coaching, Miss Andrea, we give y'all the house rules. That's again why the coaching is called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. We give it to y'all. So instead of trying to have to figure it out or scratch your head about what should I be, I give it to you. And the way that we handle it is this: everything falls back to the house rules for us. And if somebody don't follow them, they discharge. That's the technical way. The way that you used to hear is that I kick them out. But to keep it professional, if somebody can't follow my rules, 1 through 10, because they're highlighted in bold writing, they're going to be discharged from my program. And the way that I explain that, Miss Andrea, is from day 1, I'm setting the expectation of how this is going to run. I'm also going to explain that before they move in. Once we made that agreement and they sign all my paperwork, which we also give y'all, that's an agreement now that I'm going to provide a nice place to live. You're going to follow the rules and pay rent. If they don't do that, discharge. And there are steps to that, right? I just don't kick people out. For me, there's usually a 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out. Because after all, guess what the name of my program is? Second chance. So I give people a second chance. No matter if they meet me and they're on their 50th chance. The day they meet me, this is their second chance. Okay? How do I prevent theft? I really can't prevent it. I'm not the police, and I'm not the Dorito police, meaning that don't call me when somebody ate your last 3 Doritos. My job is more important than to figure out who ate your last hot dog. So I'm not the food police. I'm not the theft police. We deal with law enforcement if that's going to really happen, right? But I got rules and I got cameras in my house that if I find out that Johnny stole your hot dog, even though I'm not the food police, we're going to deal with him too. And then the personal violations, again, everything that can possibly happen all falls back on our rules and how we deal with it. Depending on how serious, prime example, drugs and alcohol, and not wanting help to stop it, you get kicked out the same day I find out. But if you slip on marijuana, if you slip on cocaine and alcohol, but you say, Derek, man, I slipped, bro. And Derek, I will accept some help because I want a place to live when I come out. I can help that guy all day long. But the guy that says, Derek, I use meth, I drink beer, I drink alcohol, and Derek, I don't want no help, bro. This is my lifestyle. See, that guy can't live in my place, period. Because my job is to provide a safe, clean, living environment. And when it becomes, when it unbecomes that, that's when I step in and somebody got to leave.
Yeah.
Because if I'm housing 6, 7, 10 people in one place, guys, my largest ILF has 10 people in it. I got a guy right now that I'm discharging in about 5 days because he ain't making it there. He's not getting along with everybody else. He want to cook food and leave all the dishes. You can't live in my place like that, bro, because my other guys don't do it. So again, depending on how strict you are with your rules, because with me, I can put up with a lot of stuff. But what I can't put up with is drugs and alcohol and the fact you don't want help. Or drugs and alcohol and you influencing other people that live there to use it. Those things will get you kicked out of my place the day I find out. But other stuff, I got patience. I got some niceness to me. But those hardcore things and you don't want to receive the help, I'm going to discharge you from my program the day I probably find out. Because I just understand that I want to provide a safe environment for everybody. So Tyrone can't be drinking his beer, smoking his weed, snoring cocaine, and cause my other guys to get on it. The devil is a liar. He got to go. And that's how I run my program. Make sense, everybody? Andrea, tell me if that makes sense to you, Andrea. If it don't, I'll come back. But if that makes sense, Andrea, that's how we run that. Back on you, Michelle. Next question.
Yeah, sorry about that. Andrea, I just sent you another message, so just take a peek at that. In regards to your website.
I do not have a house manager. In my mind, I kind of do, but I don't call them that. Because if you call them the house manager, Melly, he going to want half off of his rent. He going to want 2 packs of cigarettes a week. But watch this, though.
Just a whole bunch of
Melly,
and ass.
Watch this, Melly, but watch this. Every ILF that you get, you're going to have one guy or one lady that's real nosy. They're a tattletale, and they tell you everything going on. That's your house manager. You just never call him that. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay? I got a lot of house managers, but without the title. Wink, wink, wink. Okay? Next question.
Yeah, that's exactly what that looks
What would
like.
you suggest to be reasonable amount of rent to lease the property? Depending on where you live at, Sarah. Because if you told me Macon, Georgia, I'll tell you $1,000 a month. If you tell me New Jersey, I'm telling you, probably $2,900.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It
So
looks different,
tell me where you live and I can go back there. Next question. Is it better to rent the property or get a mortgage? If you can buy the property, if God has blessed you to buy property, don't even think about renting. Why would you? Because if you buy the property, you don't have to ask for permission. I got to ask for permission when I rent and lease these places. But when we bought Shay's house, fixed and flipped it, we didn't ask nobody. Why are we asking? Because Shay owned the place. So I tell everybody, if you own the property, erase the thought of renting. But watch this. 98% of y'all that I teach, y'all are just like me. You got to go and rent or lease that place. But if God has been good to you, Melly, you can buy that place, please go buy it. Make sense? Let me know. Shay?
All right.
Does the county require an occupancy certificate? Does the home need to be zoned for this type of, so no zoning whatsoever. And again, we don't use an occupancy certificate, but watch this. I tell people, depending on where you live at, in your city and in your state, what if they ask you for it? What if it only costs $25? Get it. I tell people that this does not require a license. When I say that, I'm talking about the thing that takes months and years and they can qualify or disqualify you. Not the thing you can go to your city and pay for it and you leave with it the same day.
Like a business license, a business certificate.
That stuff, who cares? Get it and keep moving. But nobody should ask me, or even if you do, I'm going to tell you, there's no license required to do this in terms of like an ALF or an IDD, intellectually development disabled house. You got to have all of that stuff. For an APD, Agency for Persons with Disabilities, you got to have all of that. ALF, Assisted Living Facility, you got to have all of that. But then ILF, where we just renting rooms to people, we don't. Guys, essentially, all you're doing is renting rooms to people. The only difference between you and your guy in your city that do this, you got rules, regulations, and you got structure because you learned it from us. You don't just rent rooms to people and everybody go willy-nilly. The devil is a liar. There's rules and there's structure to what this is. Make sense, Sarah? Next question, Michelle.
Boom. How do you prevent or monitor if the residents are having company?
My cameras and my nosy guy that lives there that tell on everybody.
The snitch.
Right? So I got a snitch in every house and I got a camera system that if nobody tell me, we can log in and check it out. And I'll admit, watch this. I'm too busy today to sit in front of a camera like this.
Yeah.
So my virtual assistant is tied into my camera system. And if I just want to go in and check it out, I can go and look, but I'm too busy. My camera is for emergencies. Makes sense, but my nosy guy gonna also tell me, Derek, you know, Carlos had a girl here last night. Now he just jealous because he can't get a girl, but he gonna tell me because Carlos got a girl. And that's how I'm gonna know. It's perfect. All of y'all questions, I wonder all of this stuff when I got started. So I love it. We love questions. That's why I told you guys, nobody else teaches this like me. I got something for everybody. I got a free version. I got a DIY version. I got a I'll hold your hand version. Where do you fit in? Next question, Miss Shay.
Sorry, I was doing something. Responding in the other stuff.
And also, if you just joined us, make sure you text the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. That'll give you our introductory webinar that explain everything. Tonight, I'm treating y'all like family, and we're just kind of going all over, and I'm answering questions. But if you want more of a chronological order and to talk to me and Shay, you must watch that webinar. My team will see it, and then they'll book a call, okay? Sarah says, hold my hand, Derek. Exactly. So right now, Sarah, I'm not sure if you got a husband or a boo thing or a partner, but if you don't, Pam wants a partner, which cuts your price in half.
Ding, ding,
In
ding.
fact, Pam's got a partner already. So I think it's 5 of y'all that responded. Sarah's now the 6th person. So it all works out now. So Sarah, again, you are already entitled to half of that cost because we got you a partner. So if you don't mind, Sarah, you don't get all crazy like, Derek, why you send me an invoice? Well, you said you wanted half. And the reason why I say that, a lady 2 weeks ago, y'all said, Derek, I got my half. Send me the invoice. We sent the invoice, y'all, and she screamed at my team. What are you doing? Why did you send me? We said, ma'am, slow down.
Wait a minute.
If you ain't ready, don't pay. But you said,
you want to move
and she
forward.
emailed it. She started laughing and she understood, but she's like, why did you send me an invoice and it's due in 2 days? Well, ma'am, you said you was ready. So Sarah says she's down. Sarah, say you promise. Because if my team send you an invoice and you scream at them, Sarah, I'm going to feel bad about that.
Listen, it happens all too regularly.
But it looks like Sarah and Pam are going to be my new sister, Shay, and you got 2 new sisters as well. So if you ain't no hater, go ahead and congratulate Sarah in advance. Congratulate Sarah and Pam right now.
Let me tell you, and if y'all do it by tomorrow, you get to join the family chat. We have family talk tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. That's actually the third Wednesday of every month.
Today's Tuesday. Wait. No, what's today? Monday. Sorry.
You're moving fast. But you're right. Sorry. It is this week.
My bad.
So if you want to take 2 seconds to explain that.
Yeah. So every third Wednesday, we join together as family. And Derek, I am, just because of my sister, Miss Andrea, that just opened a home. I'm actually going to send her a link to Family Talk tomorrow.
That was Andrea, or was that somebody?
No,
I think that was
that's
somebody
my
else.
other Andrea.
Oh, it's 2 Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm actually going to send you an invite to Family Talk tomorrow so that you can join the family. I know you're a DIY, but we want to extend that to you.
Get on my schedule next week, Yolanda.
Yep. And then also for our 2 new sisters, if y'all get everything sorted out by Wednesday, you'll be invited to Family Talk as well. That's when we come together every third Wednesday. We have conversations.
Only ILF Mastery Blueprint members are in this group.
Correct. And we have conversation about what's going on, where you're at in the process. We can ask questions that we do not. We have discussions that we don't have on public forums.
And we call it not YouTube talk.
It's not. This is truly family talk. Like,
and what's also cool, that group is about 3 years old. So even when you get in it, you go way back when you get in.
And get a whole bunch of information.
Yep. And then every third Wednesday of the month, we meet as a family, like Shay said. So even though you get me one-on-one, we meet once a month as a family. Correct. And that's where we want to do that. And that's actually this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. At 7 p.m. Eastern, we send out the Zoom link in that community. So we do add you to the Telegram to the Telegram community that we have that in. And then we just hone in. We have conversations. We see where people are at. We talk about all sorts of stuff. Anything that anyone is needing to discuss.
All kind of stuff. Like a lot of that sensitive stuff that we just can't talk about on YouTube. And most of y'all wouldn't even know what to ask if you're not in it. So they ask a lot of intricate questions that most of y'all wouldn't even know to ask. And that's what's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. Okay, so so anointed ones you will be
She said, I
getting.
feel like family already. Good
Anointed
stuff.
ones, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna bless anointed ones, Derek. The Angela Denise Foundation is gonna go ahead and grant access to anointed ones. I love that. I love it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So
Congratulations.
we're gonna do that.
Congratulations, Miss
That's a
Andrea.
gift from the Angela
So
Denise
set it on your
Foundation.
calendar for Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be a
Yep.
Zoom call. You'll
Absolutely.
get well, Shay will personally send yours because everybody else is probably in the funnel.
Yeah.
Shay will send you your link, but make sure you don't miss it.
Absolutely.
Also, what's cool for you guys that are just real members and you will always be there, even if you do miss it, I don't want you to, but you get the recording and the transcript. So Shay uses this tool that not only gives you the recording, but a chronological order of the transcript of my instructions and my to-do, even when we're done.
So what you'll see in those, and I'll share that. So what you'll see is during specific topics, I will annotate that in the recorder, and it literally gives you breakout sections. So if you wanted to go back to something in that specific thing, instead of sitting through 4 hours of a meeting that we're having or however long it is, you can literally scrub through it based on those topics, those titles. So I literally go in while we're doing the meeting and I'll say discussing, lawsuit, discussing insurance, discussing blah, 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 like whatever we're discussing, I title it. So that when you guys come back and go to review it, you can see it all there. So that's what.
Also, just as a reminder to me, guys, if you're a part of our coaching on Wednesday, remind me to discuss that general liability policy and where do we get that from? Again, guys, don't be like me and get that $40,000 lawsuit and make the Channel 8 news. Somebody remind me Wednesday at 7:05 p.m., meaning when you get in, say, Derek, don't forget to discuss that general liability policy and who we're to get that from and the verbiage we're asking for.
Yeah.
Again, that's not YouTube talk, right? That's talk that we got to talk as a family. Okay. No, don't cry. She said, you guys are going to make me cry.
Let me tell you, I remember.
You're going to make us cry because you did what you were supposed to do.
No, so let me tell you, while y'all see me doing all of this side eye looking down, I'm actually looking. So, Andrea, I actually have your the recording of you and I's first meeting, or the first meeting for your website. So that's what I was kind of scrubbing through to see what was going on, where everything was at. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm so, like, this is so amazing. When
also, really quickly, amazing, I'm not sure if we remember to give Sarah that prompt. Sarah, did you type to us on that number, I need a partner?
A partner.
So that we'll know who that was. So Sarah and Pam both, if you haven't already, because my team will be looking for this tonight, especially in the morning, they'll jump on it. Make sure Pam and Sarah, now the other folks, I got you already. Pam and Sarah was the last two. Both of y'all text the word partner to the phone number 407-326-0086. That'll let my team know that don't send you the invoice for the full price. Meaning you want that partner price because you found somebody either to merge with or we're going to merge you. Okay? So you would literally slice that 4997 in half. Okay? And again, guys, if it's an odd number, I can't help you. But if it's you and somebody, I can do that because I can now explain it to my accountant of why it wasn't 4997 in the system, why it was only 24, what it was, say 50, whatever.
Yeah.
When two of y'all do it or even number of people do it, it's easy to explain to Lynette, the business maiden, my accountant.
So we don't get a spanking.
Yeah. Keeps me out of trouble and allows me to help y'all further. So both of us win.
Yep.
I remember when we did that a while ago. She was like, Derek, what are you doing? Like, why do you? I said, Lynette, she said, Derek, if you're going to do that, make them split it and they go together, even if they work together or not, so that I can put it on your books the correct way. So, guys, that's the accounting work stuff. I don't get into that. I just try to follow the rules. Okay, Shay, back on you, Shay. But right even before we do that, Shay, one more quick commercial, guys, and we coming right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. All right, let's do it. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And like I put in the chat, we all need a virtual assistant because most of y'all got a lot of ideas and plans. You just can't put them together. So if you guys know me, I jokingly tell you that I'm not very techie. I can barely turn this computer on, but I got a team of VAs that make me look like a superstar. So most of y'all know that we give God all the credit for what this is, but right behind God is those VAs and then the software and systems that we use to make it all work. Yeah. So when people say, well, Derek, what makes you guys so successful? Well, first of all, it's God. God is all over this. Without God, this is all baloney. The next thing is a virtual assistance to where we're able to do a lot of what y'all can't do while you at your 9-to-5 job. So again, a lot of y'all got a lot of ideas and plans and dreams. And most of y'all, just like me, you ain't good at social media. You're not very techie and you don't have a lot of time. That's what the virtual assistant does. It allows you guys to buy your time back. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. And just really quickly, I want to show you a lot of what these VAs do for us. One of our marketing strategies, guys, is that we like to have the virtual assistants. The virtual assistants, the VAs, call out and contact social workers and case managers to be able to tour our facilities. So one thing Shay and I like to do, guys, we're not afraid to share it and show it. One more time, we're not afraid to share it and show it. Some people and a lot of people in your city, they won't allow the social worker to come by because it's so nasty. Oh, they can come. It's full of roaches and rats, and it smells like poverty. Well, guys, we want to show people what ours look like. So can you imagine? In this picture, I think it was over 17 people, but over 25 social workers were at this one place. Shay, can you tell them where was the place?
It was amazing. So this is the patio of the Maryland, the home that we talked about earlier, the 5-bed, 3-bath. These case managers came in. They're all from one organization that has a whole bunch of hospitals in the community. And case management representatives came out from each location to come and see, what we provide. They got to walk through it. They got to interact with the residents that were there. They were able to have conversations with these ladies, and they were able to, truly see what we provide, how we do this housing program. And Derek, real quick, keep on this picture. And if you guys go back to that picture, if you look on the fireplace, whatever mantle, you see that little white and black thing, looks like a little robot. That is a camera. That camera literally moves. It's motion detected. So it shows that whole living space. So as soon as there's movement, and it's AI, it's captured by a lot of AI. So if it knows the faces in the house.
Person detected.
Yeah, it knows the faces
Animal
in the house.
Detected.
So if it sees a face that it's not familiar with, we can set it with the new AI technology that will alert us if there's an unfamiliar face on the camera, because it's so used to seeing the 7 faces that live in the home.
And again, right on that ledge up above that lady's head in the black dress. So again, in case if you missed it, the lady that's wearing the black dress right now, not the black jacket, but the black dress. Yep. Up above her head. Shay, do you want to tell them what kind of camera that is, or do you want to go there? Or is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can.
I guess you can, yeah. We're not hiding that. It's a camera.
Ye Home is one of the brands that we use. I have another brand. Don't ask me what the name is. I don't know it offhand. That does all of my exterior monitoring. The reason why I use 2 different programs for interior and exterior is because the exterior, I have a monitor that's in the house, so the ladies can actually see if anything's going on around the house. So it's right by the TV, so they can also see if anybody's on property or trying to get on the property, and they can get alerts with a monitor inside the house. So so we use Ye Home for interior, and like I said, don't make me lie to you about what the one is for exterior. I can't remember the name.
Good stuff.
But those are the cameras that we utilize in our ILFs.
Good stuff. There's a question in the chat, and I'm gonna just kind of keep letting you guys capture the visual. Look at all of these people that can possibly fill your beds. Let's not overlook that. These are over 18 people Well, actually, it was 25. I think 17 made the actual photo.
It was a lot.
But can you imagine, Shay, what was
droves.
so powerful that you did mention, Shay? Mm-hmm. Shay, in fact, I'll gear it up as a question. Shay, was all of these people from the same hospital?
Same organization,
but not the same hospital building, correct?
Not the same hospital
Genius.
building. No.
So can you imagine over 24 different places being represented here?
Yeah.
These are the decision makers, guys. So when we talk about having or showing the proof of concept during this open house, these are all decision makers, or people that make decisions about who's going to move in your place. This is genius, y'all.
Yep.
Okay.
And they know that they can also come to the home and render services. So prime example, if they know that they're going to have residents in my home, they are now introduced to the case management area. All of my homes has a location where case managers can come and sit and see their residents or their clients on site and not have to be bothered, right? All of my ladies know where that location is. So if they see someone with their case manager in that area, they know to mind your business. Just get out the way. And it's pretty cool to see that because everybody respects that area very much, and they give that respect. So, and the case manager feels at home. Like it's times that I go in as a case manager sitting, not even in the case management area. They're out on the patio with a cup of coffee. And I'm like, y'all doing too much. Like the case managers, I think they come to my ILF, Derek, so that they can get away from work.
They love it.
You see they're working all right, but they're having more fun, just relaxing.
Show them also
with the
what
ladies.
They see on screen right now and how you do this yearly.
Yeah. So, and Derek, we actually talked about this today about what I want to do for this year's one. And I want to do a little bit more of like community driven things with my ladies. So, if you go to our TikTok pages, our personal ones today, we kind of cheated a little bit and had some getaway time, and we went to some areas, and I want to do some of those things and share those same experiences with my ladies. So this year, my goal is to get donations to come in to help fund that. But it's just like, it's weird. That is no, I just want one of the smoke detectors just came back online. That's that weird. So my ladies, again, we get to provide them with a service, something amazing to uplift their spirits every year. We do something, either a spa day or, have someone come in and do massages, pedicures, manicures, facials, makeup, all of that stuff. And we just give back to our ladies. And that's by connecting with people in the community that provide these services, and they want to donate their time. They want to give of their service to uplift these young ladies. And as you see, like this day was powerful.
I watched the videos of this just last week, and it still brings tears to my eyes because, guys, or ladies and gentlemen, as I'll say, we laugh and we joke and we have a great time here, right? But sometimes I want to be serious for 2 seconds. This is one of those moments. Most of you guys that join us are women, right? I just come to know that 98% of people that tune in to us are women. You guys have a natural heart to want to do this.
Serve, yeah.
Most of you all this past Saturday, you just got your nails done. You got your hair done. Some of y'all got dressed up and went somewhere. Can you imagine if you've never had that? And I want to talk about that for 2 seconds. Why do you think Shay does this? These are some of the same women that have never had on makeup, never had their hair washed, blow dried and done, never had a pedicure, manicure, never had spoken words spoken into them while getting massages. So can you imagine that? Because some of y'all just had this done Saturday. Some of y'all get it done every 2 weeks. Shay got a nail appointment, I think, in 3 days.
Tomorrow.
But can you imagine never being able to do this? But also, can you imagine now being able to offer it to women that have never experienced it? Guys, this brought chill bumps to me, and I'm a guy. And not to be funny, I had my toes done today. Now, my nails don't get done, but my feet, I love that. And guys, I kind of get that every other month if I want to. But can you imagine being able to offer this to women that have never had their feet done?
Don't even know what it looks like.
Never had a pedicure or a manicure. Yeah. Never had a massage. Lord have mercy.
Hold on. I want to stop right there for a second.
This is truly showing the love of God, Shay. And that's what I want to show the people, how you're able to show the love of God without beating people over the head with a Bible. We're showing the love of God
Right.
through our actions.
But what I want to show you too in this, Derek, is the fact that you allow people to have new life experiences. And those life experiences, you don't realize how much they mean to an individual. Like for these young women, so this was a few years ago that we did this particular one. This is when I had a organization that I partnered with that had younger women. All of the women in the house at the time were under the age of 30. And they had been through some severe sexual traumas. They went through a lot of different things, just traumatic life experiences. And they had never been nurtured. They had never been loved on. So not only did we provide them with people to nurture them in services like pedicures, manicures, makeup. We had like Derek's mom was there, for spiritual leadership, prayer, to have conversations. It was so many times that mom just held those babies and rocked them. She just ministered to them and lift them up. Like, we're not doing case management. This ain't case management. This is
girl talk.
This is care
Pizza
management.
time, milkshake making. Right.
This was just honestly just loving on women that have just never really had pure, unadulterated, like not manipulated, just care. And that is something that is just so magnificent to do. And when you see how it causes their life to shift.
Can I jump in and just be rude for 2 seconds? Shay, what I also love about what you did to this, Shay, you didn't take these women to the place because some of the women didn't want to be seen or feel embarrassed. Correct. Shay, I love how you brought the service into them.
Oh, 100%.
Please talk about that. Because somebody thinking you paid a bunch of money to do this, Shay. This is called relationship, ladies and gentlemen. No, Shay, talk about why did you bring the service into them, into your ILF? Because
they found a place of comfort in the house. And what I want to do is be able to allow them to be comfortable, right? When you go to a salon, when you go to these external places that you're not familiar with and you have a moment, that can be embarrassing. So we didn't want to do that. So we kept them in their comfort zone, in their little cocoon, in their niche, and allowed the people to pour into them. So guess what? When they had a moment, when they broke down in tears, or when they, just had to walk away for a second, they were able to go walk in the room, take a minute, decompress, and come back. This is overwhelming. Like, people don't realize how this can be a sensory overload for somebody that has been through super traumatic experiences.
Look how their hair all fluffed out now, all made up and all smiling sassy. And just, guys, this is what this is really all about.
Yeah.
The housing is great, but when we tell people, when you're able to add these little things like this, and trust me, me and Shay are not going to teach y'all to do this from day one.
No,
we want you to master the art of housing people.
Yeah.
But once we get that right, now the question is, what else can we add to add value? Mm-hmm. Make sense, Shay? Absolutely. What else can Shay add to add value? Somebody even said, this is what we needed. Somebody said that I was homeless and I was whatever. This is what was missing. Vet mentors, homeless veterans, you said that this is what was missing. And some people call it the human element of things.
And guys, when I did this, I was still, Derek, I'm gonna tell on this picture, because this was when I was still in corporate America. Yeah. Oh, and I just had brief encounters.
This was my ladies' house, y'all. Correct. At the time. I housed the ladies, the guys, everybody.
So I want to
when we pulled Shay from corporate America, Shay was like, well, Derek, what am I going to do? Right. I said, well, you going to house these women now, Shay. I'm done doing that.
Yeah, so I really wanted to give you props on this, because it was me seeing this from a different lens, right? I was not the day-to-day housing provider. I was not the person with them every day. I got to peep in on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you want to call it that, and been able to gain relationship, get understanding of these women's situations and what they were going through and how they got to this fragile place. And this is what caused us to add this. And this was the first outreach from the Angela Denise Foundation, actually. So this was when the Angela Denise Foundation had first got established. And this was our first outreach in regards from our nonprofit into your for-profit.
And y'all know I was going to get me a massage. Sarah, you thought I wasn't going to get me a massage? Melly, you thought I wasn't going to get in that chair?
You know somebody ain't going to let
LaShonda Williams, you thought I was going to watch this whole thing and not get me a massage?
You already know
somebody. They had the soft music playing. She had the AeroSense going. What you call the shade? The humidifier.
Aromatherapy.
Y'all thought I wasn't gonna get in that chair? Man, y'all must be crazy.
It was a beautiful experience, and Derek
beautiful experience, Sarah.
I
don't want to let them not get my back and my shoulders.
I allowed Derek
speak
to jump
some spoken word into my ears.
Derek, you are a mess. You are a straight up mess.
But again, this is the fun that you can have. And again, guys, notice that we're not beating nobody over the head with a Bible. We're showing the love of God through our actions. Yes. That's why I tell you, I'm no pastor, I'm no preacher, I'm no bishop. I got about 5 scriptures that I can name without reading the Bible. That's it. But I can still show the love of God through my actions. And me and your pastor are the same. Yeah. The only difference is your pastor got a church, he got a microphone, but I got a microphone too. So that's nothing. Lord. I don't have a congregation, but I kind of do. I got a YouTube following. I got a TikTok following. But this is ministry. Yeah. Derek didn't say that the poor and needy will be among you. That's in the Bible.
That's word.
Derek didn't say that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing God a favor. That's in the Bible.
Unto me.
See how cool that is that God set this thing up for everything you wanted? That's what he told me 8 years ago. He said, Derek, wake up, bro. Everything you asking me for, Derek, I gave it to you already. You want to help people? Here's a social work job. Derek, you want to get into real estate? Derek, here's a bunch of people being mistreated through real estate.
Yep.
You have no clue the stories of some of these women. This is, again, where I get serious at now. I'm not joking. It will make you cry. Yeah, some of your skin will crawl if you knew this lady's story that's on this screen. I'm gonna be sensitive and not go there, but some of the stuff will melt your soul. How powerful is it that God could merge you to be in it so that you're the answer to what they need?
And people don't realize how significant.
That's why I say do God's will, help people, be respected by the community, but also make enough money to feed your family. I'm pretty much done for tonight, Shay.
It's a few. I know you said somebody. So
I'll take more other questions.
But the affiliate link. To get the affiliate link for Vet Mentors, go to forstonconsultants.com and click on the tab that says.
In fact, I owe 2 people money right now, actually.
That says affiliate.
Referrals to us for coaching.
So Forston Consultants, Forston Consultants with an S.com, and click on the tab that says affiliate. I will also put it in the chat if you give me 1 second, because I'm actually, listen, y'all, I got the phone going. I got the computer going. I'm working, y'all. I am working.
But how many of you all, by just let me know in the chat, and again, just not being funny, being serious though, like you feel like God has called you to this. You felt like you're built for this. Put it in the chat. You said, Derek, man, I think I can do this, bro. With God, Derek, and your coaching, or Derek, just your YouTube channel, Derek, I think we can do this. Let me know if 15 of y'all think y'all can do this in terms of what you've heard tonight so far. And in my mind, when you guys literally watch the webinar, that's what's going to tie all of this together. This was great tonight, and it was good. But it's going to tie it together when you watch the webinar. Because tonight, I treated y'all like family. The webinar is more chronologically ordered, right? How to do it, when, and then now you're going to book that call for free. I don't charge you for the call. Somebody put in the chat, man, I can do this, Derek. Like, this ain't rocket science, bro. With God over it, and Derek, I can see your experience. Bro, Derek, I can do this. Derek, I can leave my job in 6 to 9 months and do this. Jay, I'm sorry.
I see all the I can do this. It comes
in. Yeah, I'm reading them now. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I did post in the chat the affiliate. Yeah.
All of these women, guys, and this again, wow. Shay had a corporate America job, y'all. Shay had to wait till the weekend to do this. So even though we planned it, by now, y'all, I had left my job. Kimberly said, I know I can do it. Kimberly, thank you, because I was looking for that, Kimberly. Kimberly, that was a trick question. Kimberly, when I first said that, it was actually a trick. Kimberly, you broke the code and said, I know I can do it.
Love it.
That was a trick, Kimberly. Kimberly said, Derek tried to trick us, dog. I'm finna write the right thing because Derek tried to trick me. Kimberly, you right. I know I can do this, because that's where it starts at. It starts in your imagination, and then you turn that imagination to, man, I know I can do this because God's behind it. This loudmouth Derek guy can teach it.
Oh, big mouth.
And I'm going to put my hands to the plow and make it work for me and my family.
Yeah.
Because remember, again, love God, love people, love real estate. Put it in a blender and pour it all over your city. No disrespect to God, but I'm going to put God, social services, and real estate in a blender. And I'm going to pour God's love all over my city.
All over.
Right now, it's pouring over all 38 states. Our coaching is in 38 states, y'all. And when you master the art of housing people, this is what we do now. We add these other little things to it. And as we always tell you guys, right, move at the speed of instruction.
Please.
Move at the speed of revelation. That just simply means that when you get something this good and you know it's for you, what are you waiting on? How dare you tell me God has called you to this and you don't move on it?
Yeah.
To me, that's disrespect to God, not per se me, because I'm the coach. I'm going to be here forever doing this. Until God decided to take me to heaven, this is what I do for the rest of my life. I'm not going nowhere. Monday, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturdays, right here. One-on-one coaching, I'm in your back pocket. The DIY is unbeatable.
Right here. Say it. Say
right here. And for somebody that asked earlier, somebody said, you was asking about the DIY. When you purchase the DIY, how fast can you get started? Immediately once you sign your contract. There was another question that says, how fast does my website get worked on? What's funny is that we're noticing, I think LaShonda asked that. LaShonda, I hope you're not one of these people. But a lot of people that bought this DIY in the last 2 weeks, most of y'all ain't even filled the form out to get your website built.
We went through that today.
We send y'all a whole link to get started. The faster you start that link, the faster my team gets to work.
Yeah.
So out of 43 people that purchased it, probably only 16 of y'all filled the form out.
If that.
If that. So LaShonda, I think you asked it. Hopefully you're not that person. And if you don't know, here's me reminding you. After you bought it, you should have received a text and an email. Some of y'all that went to your junk email. And it's called website creation or something of that nature. Yeah. Where my team is asking you certain stuff. That's for them to build your website.
Flow Solutions. Yeah. Digital Flow Solutions is sending you all the email that's asking you to please, or a text message, actually, it's not even an email, to please fill out this form so that we can get you in queue. A lot of people haven't been even placed in queue. And so you're gonna get in queue.
Big shout out to Dornico just real quick. Dornico is I always say that's one of my best family members. I don't really use the word students, but Dornico found this probably 5 years ago and is doing amazing. It says 11 beds times $675 plus $850 for his private rooms, and he's still full till today. Left his job to do this. So guys, our coaching is powerful. Dornico, tell the people where you're located, big bro, because we coach this all over the place.
Dornico, man. Dornico
just super proud of you,
he's
bro.
He's that person that moves not in silence. Yes, I'll say that. Dornico moves
Mr.
in
Relentless,
silence,
man. That's Mr. Relentless.
Yeah, he's relentless.
I was talking to a guy the other day about D. He said, man, what makes some of the people you talk about like who they are? I said, well, the guy, Dornico, he names himself Mr. Relentless. He said, well, what does that mean? Well, first of all, go to the dictionary. Have you ever heard of relentless?
Exactly.
But to what Dornico's means in his dictionary, his own mind, don't give up. Give God your all. Don't give up.
Push hard.
Keep pushing harder. Don't give up. And when life jump in the way, watch this, because life gonna jump in front of all of us. Somebody gonna die in your family. Somebody gonna get sick. I'm gonna be real for 2 seconds right here, right? Life gonna hit all of us. I lost my brother last year, y'all, and we built this thing together.
Yeah.
I had a lot of loss last year, financially, emotionally, spiritually. A lot of things are going to happen in life, but the devil is a liar that you won't be able to keep pushing forward. Somewhere in that good book in the Bible says this, and I'm going to mess it up so somebody go correct me. But if you keep pushing forward and never give up, you will reap if you faint not.
Come on, sir.
That's a fancy way to say that if you don't give up, everything will work out for your good.
Yeah.
Make sense? God has already worked this thing out, guys, and everything is not God sent. All the bad stuff, that stuff ain't always God sent, but it's always God used. Everything that you go through in your life will be God used. Yeah. May not always be God sent. You think God sent for my brother to be taken away and I built this with him and to crush me and my whole emotional state? No, but he used it to make us keep pushing forward and develop new and better things since he's departed.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done that while he was here probably. So everything that happens to you in life is not God sent, but it is absolutely absolutely God used.
He'll use it.
You guys agree with that?
He'll use it to glorify himself in the process, right? Not to glorify us. It's not something that Derek and Shay did or the Forston family did. It was by the strength of God that we were able to persevere and push through. So I want to just leave it with that, because Derek, you said it, but I just want to come back and say it again. If this is truly a vision of yours, if this is truly something that you feel that God has placed on your heart, or you know that God has placed in your heart, come hell or high water, you need to persevere and push through it, right? Think of the lives outside of your own that are looking for you, or that God has already, from before you were knitted in your mother's womb, that God has appointed for you to be an assistant to help, to house, to provide shelter for, right? He wrote that story. So if it's in your spirit to do so, don't fail yourself or the ones that God has appointed for you to help, right? Don't do it. Don't by giving up, by throwing in the towel, by saying this, let this cup pass from me, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. We getting ready to we are getting ready to celebrate Easter, right? And even though Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane said, Lord, let this cup pass from me. But what did he then say, Derek? Not my will, but thy will.
Let your will be done.
Not my will, not this fleshly will, but the ultimate plan and purpose of the Father be established in earth through my yielded obedience to you, Lord. Not my will, but thy will. So just make sure that that is something that you keep in front of your face, right? Life is going to get hard. It's going to give you challenges. We've had phone calls over the past, week and a half, 2 weeks from individuals that have gotten into this and have allowed life to deter them, to cause them to stumble and say, I throw in the towel. But you can't. What happens to the people that God has appointed for you to shepherd in this season, for you to steward in this season, for you to pour into in this season? He'll find someone else. But would it really be if you were the one that God appointed?
Somebody type in the chat, why not me?
If you were the one who God appointed, why should he use the second string? Why should he call in the backup? Why would you allow for God to have to call in a backup when he's appointed you for such a time as this? So I yield. I hope that touches somebody's heart today. I want to put back on the Andrea said she couldn't wait, right, for this to be her thing. Hold on, Derek, because I want people to read this.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And it says, when she saw the lady's face light up, when I picked her up from the homeless shelter was enough for me. That is never going to get old.
Never.
You will leave.
That feeling just...
It never gets old.
Never.
Oh, Lord. People don't even understand. It never gets old. That feeling right there never gets old. It's going to continue to be a thing. Every time you bring someone new in that has a heart of gratitude, that and that
when
God
you're
has
the
truly,
only choice,
man,
because
you don't
for a
even
lot
understand.
of people, there is no plan B, no plan C. All they have.
You're all they have.
And that feeling that you experienced of being able to meet that, Shay just told you, and I'll repeat it, that feeling never gets old. Listen, it's like the first time, every time. Never fails.
Yeah. Never fails. I want to share something before.
Donico even just said, love that feeling. Like the feeling to change somebody else's life. Derek, and you was paid for it.
It becomes like a high that you always chase after.
I never used heroin in my life, never used cocaine in my life, but they talk about the first high that you get from that. That's like this, and it never gets old.
It never gets old.
And that's a good high to chase at that point, because that's the love of God that you're showing through his love to people. And that feeling never gets old. That's a high that never gets old, y'all. And you want to chase it. Okay.
I want to share something. So this is also something that I want to show you. And I've showed this picture for the past couple of weeks, and I'm going to continue to do
every time. Yeah.
Because it is this is a monumental moment. This is that 5-bedroom, 3 bath. In this picture, you see 4 of my ladies. The person sitting on the couch is me. I went to the house to let in an electrician to, do some work or whatever at the home. And I stopped dead in my tracks. I was on a phone call. And when I saw this moment in real time, it froze me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because these 4 women that you see met as complete strangers under a week before this picture was taken. They hadn't even been around each other in totality.
7 women in total live here, but Shay caught these 4 right here.
Correct,
at this moment.
Because they were the only ones home. And the young lady that you see kind of standing up, hovered over with her arms out. When I got there, she was warming up or heating up food on the stove for the 4 women, for the 3 other women that you see at the table. She dished it out. And I'm watching. They offered me lunch. You don't want to eat lunch with us today, Shay? I was like, nope, I honestly just ate. And it was smelling good too. It was, what's that soup? The Zappa Toscana, the potato, the Olive Garden. Yeah,
Garden soup, yeah.
They made that homemade, matter of fact. And they were warming it up, and she dished out everybody's bowls. She sat them on the table, and this was her initiating prayer. Please hear me. Initiating prayer before they ate together.
Shay, did you make them pray?
I told you. Exactly. I walked in on them prepping for lunch, and that is what I got. And it literally, it froze me in my steps, because I said, had I not been obedient to God when he asked my husband to pull me from corporate America, these 4 lives could have never been changed. These 4 lives may have never, these 4 lives may have never come to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. These 4 lives would have never, like, I think about the young lady in the black shirt that's sitting down right in front of me. I think about what would have happened to her, Derek. What would have happened to her? Her mom just passes away. Her sister throws her out.
She would be in bad shape. And Shay, I hate to say it, but you would have been to blame. Because again, Shay, God has called you to do this. Just like a lot of people that are listening.
Yeah.
There's somebody right now that's going to sleep behind a dumpster in the next 90 days because you didn't get started. Does that make sense? And that's not a threat to you all.
It's not. It's just you have to
make you feel bad.
It.
But think about what Shay just said. Shay had a corporate America job doing great. Making a bunch of money. But when I pulled her to do this, which now we make way more money than that, but that's not the point. When I pulled Shay to do this, now we talk about that P word, purpose.
Yeah.
Shay's in purpose now. And now these women have a place to live, not drug addicted, not being sexually assaulted, not being sexually traveled around the world, being mistreated and trafficked, but in a safe place because Shay answered the call and also did what God has put on our heart. Now, I'm the husband. I'm the lead to this whole pony show here. Shay is going to talk a lot about that S word that a lot of women don't like, that submission and all that stuff. That's going to go into our coaching when we talk about how do married couples do this together. Shay could have said, Derek, I'm doing great, bro. And I don't even know what you're doing with these housing homeless people, and I ain't on that.
And people don't.
Shay was smart enough to know that God had already spoke this vision to us and that this is what we will do for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
Some of y'all working a 9-to-5 job right now, and that is not your end all be all. He's called you to something else don't take you 8 hours a day. It don't take 12 hours a day. Shay and I took a couple calls today, went to lunch, had our feet done, and came here at 7. I could have decided that on my job 8 years ago. I had to take a PTO day, paid day off, and get permission for it.
Prepare to others.
Or prepare to others, right, Shay?
They had to prepare to others.
Can y'all imagine doing what God has called y'all to do? And you create an environment like this. Shay didn't make them pray, but when you create an environment for God to do his thing,
he gonna do his thing.
This what happens, and watch this. We ever so careful because we give him all the credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that cool? God makes us look genius. God got my whole city thinking I'm a genius, y'all.
And it ain't
God got me thinking right now in 38 states that I'm a genius. I'm so quick to tell these people that I'm not and that God is all over it.
Yeah.
They still call me the genius, but I give God all the credit.
And all the honor.
And all the honor and all the praise. Because remember my prayer every day, God, I decrease so that you can increase inside of me. Let that be a prayer for y'all. And if you want to get in this, my brother used to use this phrase, get the proper permission, meaning ask God first. But let me give you a secret. This is already in God's will, and he wants you to do it.
It's in his word.
But just to do the proper protocol, say, hey, God, I ran into this loudmouth guy named Derek, seemed to be sent by you. And God, he's talking my dream. And God, I believe you sent him. And God, if you think Derek and his family are the team to coach me and my family,
Order my
God,
steps,
make it
Lord.
happen. But God, for whatever reason, if that guy ain't for me, Derek, God, remove him from my TikTok, my YouTube, and just remove him from me. Because maybe he's not my assignment. But God, if you put in my heart to do this, what this family's teaching, and you see fit for him to give it to us, God, make the way easy.
Yeah.
In fact, God, make me rich and add no sorrow. Guys, that's Bible. Because some people are scared to say, well, I want to be rich. I want to make a lot of money. Well, I do. I've been poor my whole life, y'all. And not meaning eating out of garbage cans and sleeping on the street. Right. But in terms of robbing Peter to pay Paul and never having enough, that's been my whole life until God gave me this. So please don't think that I'm this guy that was born with a bunch of money. Guys, I've been poor most of my life. Yeah. But in 2018, when God gave the vision of what this was, I said, oh my God, God just showed me a lady making 41 grand a month doing this and rats and roaches the wrong way. And I said, man, can you imagine what my life would be like if I do it the right way? And that's why it's so exciting for us to teach it to people, because we like to see y'all lives also change and turn around. So again, this is my last statement. Make sure that you guys watch our introductory webinar by texting that phrase, more info. Again, you text more info to 407-326-0086. Now, for about 25 of y'all, I want to give you a free gift. It's a free coaching. It's called the ILF 101. If you text the word new to that same phone number, just NEW, nothing else. Not your name. Now, I'm new here from Alabama. Just write new to that phone number. It'll actually give you the webinars and a free gift. That free gift is the ILF 101 free coaching. Most people paid $1,000 for that because I had a lot of other things tied to it, like a phone call and some other stuff. I'm giving it to y'all for free tonight. If 25 of y'all text the word new, I want to give y'all an absolute free coaching. It's called ILF 101. It's about 15 videos that you must watch even before considering doing this. A lot of the dumb mistakes I made, that $40,000 lawsuit, I talk about a lot of that in those videos, and I'm giving it to y'all for free. Text the word new, NEW, to 407-326-0086. The last instruction for me, because we're live again tomorrow, y'all, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here again. I want 55 of y'all to make sure you watch that webinar and then set up a phone call to answer any question that wasn't answered in there. And then let's talk about, will you take the free route on YouTube? No problem. Do you want the DIY to do it at your own pace? No problem. Or do you want me to become your big brother and hold your hand through the entire process? Okay? Which means that one-on-one coaching, we meet every 2 weeks for the rest of your life. Monday through Friday, you can call me or text me with any questions or any concerns. My digital marketing team builds your website. My VA business in the Philippines give you your own personal assistant, and all the paperwork, all the curriculum, you guys get it for only $5 grand. Remember, all year long, it's on sale because it's normally $7,500. But for the entire year of 2025, guys, it's only $4,997, and I cover the tax. It's a no-brainer. So there's 3 ways to get into it: free, DIY, and let me hold your hand. You choose. Guys, I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. I'm gonna let Shay bless y'all real quick. Thank y'all so much for allowing us to pour into you. Yes. What I want you to do also, last thing, is I want y'all to be my friend on Facebook. I'm making a whole t-shirt that says, become my friend. Now I'm being funny, but become my friend on Facebook at Derek Forston. But when you come there, never mind being my friend. Go and be nosy. Yeah. Go and look at what we're talking about, what we're doing, all the videos, all the lives that we're changing through this model. And again, most importantly, watch that webinar and let's have a phone call and let's change your life through real estate. Michelle, on you.
Listen, I just want to say.
Shay, I lied. One more thing, Shay, I lied. Shay, I'm sorry. What? Ladies and gentlemen, last thing, I'm sorry, I lied, but here it is. I want y'all to do this too, right? So if you've enjoyed this information tonight so far,
you got me stuck.
I'm trying to find it.
I'm like this.
How do I make that big?
No, you good. Leave it. Just like that.
Can they still scan that?
Yeah.
Perfect. If you guys enjoyed this information, I don't pass around an offering plate. You don't owe me nothing. Whether you buy a package from me or not, show up every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. But if you enjoyed this, and if God has answered your prayer, most importantly, can y'all give us a 5-star Google review? We live for those, and I love those. If we change your life tonight, If we gave you a different perspective on real estate or how to help people, or if it's simply we've answered your prayer through what you've been praying for, consider giving us a 5-star Google review. We will absolutely appreciate that. And that's your way of saying thank you to us. And after that, you guys don't owe me nothing. Now, I promise I'm done. Shay, on you. I promise. Now I got to find Shay on screen again. All right, there we go.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for again allowing us to pour into you, share this time with you. It honestly, it never, we don't take it for granted, and we just want to say thank you all. Miss Andrea Jones, again, I hope you got your gift from the Angela Denise Foundation.
Sarah said that she got that free gift too. And, so hope 25 of y'all at least get that, and then my team will turn it off. Yep.
So I just want to say it's amazing to have you, sis, in the community. Congratulations to all that you're doing. And again, everybody, we look forward to seeing you. We're here tomorrow, right? Yes, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, where I'm going to talk about some other stuff, including like the softwares and systems that we use, how we let those platforms help us maintain our housing, how we use it as like property management tools, how we use it for getting the word out and limiting the number of subscriptions. Right? Cost. Let's minimize the cost in doing this, right? This is supposed to be something that helps. And if we can minimize the overhead, that's what we're going to do to help make it run efficiently and effectively. So join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. And again, I love y'all. I love y'all. Look forward to seeing the ILF family. And those that somebody did ask if they can upgrade to, if they have DIY and want to upgrade to the ILF Family Talk, you can just text. It's
$47 a month to do that, to be inside of the same group that I coach my one-on-one people. So that's an upgrade that you will also get once you purchased it. A lot of y'all got it and a lot of y'all did it. So very slowly, if you want to be a part of the one-on-one group that we meet every third Wednesday, that's only $47, guys. And you can also text questions Monday through Friday. So that's the cool part about that. Even though it's a DIY product, to upgrade for $47 a month gives you the ability to text me 5 days a week and then join me once a month every third Wednesday of the month.
In that community,
really a cheat code. And a lot of people are doing that.
And DigiT, thank you for your prayers. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we just say amen as well. Y'all be great. Join me on TikTok, Angela Denise Foundation, Shanye Shea on TikTok. Let me spell that beautiful name so people don't get confused. And I look forward to seeing you. Definitely follow me under, and this is on TikTok, Angela Denise Foundation. I think my assistant is posting.
Also join the free Facebook group that we have, guys. There's a fake one, so don't follow that one, but join our free Facebook group. It's called The ILF Academy.
I think there's and
it's an old guy holding a sign that says, I have SSI and I need housing.
I think we have an automation for that.
Do we?
I think
okay. So. But yeah, that's the real group. So it's called The ILF Academy. It's a free Facebook group, guys. Make sure that you also join that. We do a lot of coaching and teaching in there as well. A lot of crazy deals and sales. A lot of stuff go down in there as well. It's called The ILF Academy. It's an absolute free Facebook group.
If I don't find it, then I'll have it for him tomorrow.
Okay. Other than that, man, we're going to pray you guys out of here. We're going to let you guys go. We usually pray every night before we leave, whether it's a long version or short version. But we're going to do that. Pam, super excited for you. Super excited for Miss Andrea. Super excited for, that was Sarah. So those two people and the other 4 people that text want the one-on-one coaching. So we're super proud of you guys and happy for you. And if Shay is done, I'm going to pray you guys out of here and we're going.
She's done.
She's done. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. God, thank you for the ability to give what you gave Shay and I. God, by your Holy Spirit tonight, bring all of this information back to their remembrance. And God, again, before we ever get too far, even in this prayer, God, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise for who you are and what you've done through Shay and I in this business, in this ministry. And thank you, God, for allowing us to share it. God, thank you for the people that are hearing this right now, that you give them an able body and the mind of Christ to do what you called them to do. There is nothing wrong with these people that are hearing me right now. Everybody under the sound of my voice, you guys are healed, delivered, and you are set free. and you will do exactly what God has called you to do, and no devil in hell will stop it. So God, right now, we give you credit, we give you glory and honor for what you're going to do in the lives of these people. God, bring about the relationships, bring about the social workers, the case managers, and the social service providers. God, release every resource that they need to be successful in this business. Release the social workers, release the case management, and God, give them favor. Favor with you first, God, but favor with man. Favor with decision makers in their city, that when they begin to explain this thing of what it is, it sounds like the best thing since sliced bread. Allow them to gain the right relationships. And God, remove the people that are not supposed to be a part of this. God, bring them the right relationships again. God, I coach a lot about relationship. God, bring them the right relationship to make this happen.
Yes,
and God will be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. And God, today, again, I decrease so that you can increase inside of me and allow Shay and I to be the best coaches, consultants that we can be. And God, like always, we take no credit. We tell the people that it's because of you that we're great at this. So God, we thank you. God, I thank you for allowing these people to be a good steward over what you're going to give them. Allow us not to squander and mismanage funds or people. Because God, these are your people. In your word, you said the poor and needy will always be among us. You said that if we do unto the least of thee, it's like it's doing it unto you. So God, we thank you for allowing us to partner with you to make our dreams come true. God, you're genius for making it work that way. And God, again, we say thank you. We say thank you. And again, we say thank you. And now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. If you guys believe that, say amen. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
As we always say, don't wait to be great and don't wait to be great. We'll see you tomorrow.
And vet mentors, yes, we do consult on projects. Just let us know, connect with us, and we can do that. Love y'all.
Bang.
Good night.
Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants, as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA. And you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information. Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forstonconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forstonconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.
I am never forgotten. You have always provided. I'm not lacking. I'm not in